Welcome, 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 heroes, to the Outlaws Outpost, your unofficial guide to the best Overwatch League team, brought to you by HEB and the official Houston Outlaws supporters group, the Lone Star Vanguard. I'm your host, James, aka Visitant, aka Viz, and with me today from the Lone Star Vanguard is Jordan, aka Cree Rex.
Hi there.
Jake, aka Tunavi.
Hello!
And completing this week's panel and my heart is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Lorenzo Lordenzo, winner of the Outlaws Most Wanted Challenge and content creator for the Outlaws. Lorenzo, welcome back to the show.
How's it going, everybody? Let's do it.
And this week, it's not just a Battle for Texas, it's the Battle for Texas. Tomorrow, the Houston Outlaws play the Dallas Fuel. But before the first shot is fired or the first hammer dropped, we're coming at you with two awesome games. Kicking things off, we're going to have a community versus community game with the Outlaws' own Lone Star Vanguard playing the Dallas supporters group Fahrenheit 214. After that, we're going to see some amazing collegiate level play as the University of St. Thomas represents the Outlaws against the University of Texas Dallas team for the Fuel. Before we get into it, I want to give a special shout out to the Outlaws for hosting us today and a super thank you to HEB for helping put all this on. Now, I don't know about all of y'all, but I am so hyped for the upcoming Battle for Texas, but sadly, I'm in Austin. So I have to know, Lorenzo, is the crew there in H-Town hyped for the game tomorrow?
They are ready to go. You know what? Let's go see. Let's go see. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh, look, there's our players.
That's my team, baby.
Yo, guys, I am here. You guys gotta look a little more alive, man. You guys ready? I think we're gonna have a lot of fun.
You fed us before, like we're just like, come on.
You guys eat, ready to go.
Oh.
Lorenzo's just in there building the hype right now.
Yeah, I know.
Good, I love those guys.
We knew they were hype killing. Every single player in that room, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely amazing to be around.
They've been scrimming all week and
Oh, yeah,
several weeks before that, so they're ready.
Welcome back, Lorenzo. What's the hype level in the room like?
Listen, I gave like the best Abraham Lincoln. You know, they call me JFK of the Overwatch League, and I'm just saying that the Dallas Fuel fans need to be afraid because these guys are ready to go. That's all I'm gonna say. No leaks.
All right.
No leaks.
Well, that group definitely looked pretty hyped to me, but let's throw it to the rest of the panel. Y'all excited for another Battle for Texas? Because it's looking to be one heck of a game from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, Cree?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be quite the Battle of Texas because we got not but one, not two, but three battles for Texas this weekend.
It's super exciting. What about you two? Now, you super hyped for every single one of these games?
I'm very, very excited. Today's going to be a good day.
Now, Lorenzo, I hear you're contractually obligated to not only be hyped, but be just overwhelmed with excitement for the Battle of Texas. But are you ready?
You know, I looked at my contract and I was not obligated. Hint, hint. But yeah, we are ready to go. I'm super excited. Everybody in there looked like they're ready to play, and everyone's here just ready to have a good time. I'm excited.
All right. So let's break down the path to the payload, a little history of the Battle for Texas. The Overwatch League season opened with the Outlaws going to map 5 and ultimately beating the Fuel 3-2. Now, the Fuel came back in week 3 and took down the Outlaws at a 3-0 that nobody saw coming, securing their spot in Hawaii. They repeated this again for the June tournament with another 3-0, allowing Dallas to go back to Hawaii. But this upcoming game isn't a qualifier. It is straight up the Battle for Texas. Do you think do you think that makes a difference, y'all?
Well, I feel like with the qualifier matches and the knockout rounds, you have a lot of stress and preparation that needs to go into these games and stuff. So maybe it's just like a different level of competition versus like the regular season. It's coming, you have it marked on your calendar. Since the league began, you knew on July 9th the Battle of Texas is going down. So I mean, I just imagine the players have been practicing and preparing for this this one particular.
Yeah,
Battle of
absolutely. I
Texas.
completely agree. They've probably been pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into making sure they can beat Dallas tomorrow. But that brings us to today, one day before the Outlaws face the Fuel again, and we're coming at you with not one, but two Battle for Texas games. So first up, we're representing the Houston Outlaws in the Supporters Series. We have the Lone Star Vanguard, the official Outlaw supporters group. The LSV has been all in on the Outlaws since Season 1, Day 1, and they've been focused on creating a safe space for all gamers. You can follow them over at lsv.gg. Does anybody on the panel have any thoughts about the LSV here?
Oh yeah. So we're gonna look at some SR comparisons today. On paper, so representing the Dallas Fuel is going to be Fahrenheit 214. On paper, with the skill ranking they all have, they're the favorites on paper, right? But the Lone Star Vanguard is a family, and nothing stronger than family. We've got Apollo. He's going to have a lot of synergy with the rest of the team. He's been playing with everybody for years. Like when I do it with this guy, Apollo, I always expect a win, to be honest. And a lot of the times we do.
Are you saying that Apollo carries you?
Yeah, I am. Apollo's got a lot of synergy with this whole team that we're going to be seeing from the Lone Star Vanguard today. So even though they're at a disadvantage for skill ranking on paper, synergy is going to be very important.
Okay.
Cree?
Oh yeah, and we have Badger B rocking the main tank over for the LSV. He has been
Badger B is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he has been grinding out main tank for quite some time. So we're going to have quite the show put on for us by the Badger B. So
I could say one more thing about Badger B. He's like a total inspiration to me because he plays all the characters that I play, like Winston, and he just does them so much better than me. So he's a big inspiration for the Lone Star Vanguard.
Okay. Well, in the blue corner, we have Fahrenheit 214. Fahrenheit 214 is the independent supporters group for the Dallas Fuel. They are the place to go for local watch parties, tailgates, and an overall good community for Fuel fans to get together, both online and in person. You can find them over at f214.gg. And that brings us to the panel. Now, I heard a rumor that Dallas brought some extra firepower from outside their supporters' ranks for this battle. Maybe they were just scared of the Lone Star Vanguard. Maybe they think they have something to prove. What do y'all think of the lineup on both sides? Because this is a David versus Goliath battle if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, Cree, what do you think?
Well, some of you who are familiar with the contender scene might be familiar with the name Dove and perhaps Fish Cake, who both play for Adore. I think it's Adore. They play for Adore. Contenders team ranked, I believe, 5th/6th in the last Contenders season. So they're definitely going to be the powerhouse to work with because they have that existing synergy between your DPS and support. While I personally probably would favor the synergy between tanks and supports more so than DPS and supports. If Fishcake plays the Mercy and Pocket Dove on the hit scans, then still could be just as deadly. So
yeah, so I was talking to the players earlier today. Everybody knows the history behind the two Overwatch League teams, the Outlaws, the Fuel. There's a lot of history there. But so you may not know, but the history between these two teams, Fahrenheit 214 and Lone Star Vanguard. So the last time they played together, it was a 3-0. Lone Star Vanguard took it easily. So and they were spawn camping Fahrenheit 214. It wasn't pretty. So they really pulled out the big guns today. Fahrenheit 214. They had to call for some help. And so it's going to be a really exciting rivalry today.
Yeah, they really wheeled in the backup for this one. I don't know. How do you feel about the rosters on both sides, Lorenzo?
I don't know. I think it's whenever Houston's always going to have their backs against the wall, right? In any type of sporting event. I feel like Houston is one of those sporting towns that always is the underdog. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the bond that I see, when LSV walked in and everybody was just, they didn't care about SR. They didn't care about no fish cakes. They didn't care about anybody on that roster. And they're like, look, we're here to have a good time. We're here to rep the green and black. And yeah, I mean, I felt the energy. I even got energized when I saw them walk in. And, like Tuna was saying, nothing without family, man. So, like I said, I'm excited about it. Nothing beats family, absolutely.
Nothing stronger than
family. Maybe some cheese comps coming in. So there's some top level strats coming in. So
I think I saw Vin in there too when you're hyping them up.
Yeah.
You say that they work together as a family and that they have like just this great synergy with one another. Right. Just as a funny kind of anecdote, way back at the very beginning of the LSV's days, I used to coach for the LSV. I was the first coach, and I worked with Badger, and I worked with the original team where we played a battle against New York. And we did all the things that a coach is supposed to do, right? We had the VOD reviews, we sat down, we made sure everybody was working on communication, but the gang was just playing Overwatch outside of those moments with each other constantly. But on top of that, I remember the day of, everybody's in position, players are in position. I'm kind of in the coaching area, and I get up to kind of do just a check on everybody to say like, all right, good luck everyone, just go after everything that we did. And I noticed they had like this note file open that they all had that had all of these random scribblings that made absolutely no sense to me. And it's because they had their own like language of like how they strategize with one another, and like they would throw memes into it, and they had this like very unique language when working inside of the game that was just like hilarious and amazing to see. So the LSV definitely kind of brings that to every game that they do, because they're not just here to win. They're here to play Overwatch together and have a good time, and that's something that maybe Dallas isn't thinking about right now. Maybe Dallas is just like, oh well, we have to perform and we have to be the ones that beat down the LSV. But at the end of the day, no matter how it goes, like the LSV is going to walk away with their heads held high because they are still a fantastic team. And yes, I'm biased. I understand.
I mean, as you should be.
I was going to say, Apollo's, catchphrase and a Badger's catchphrase is, songs that makes you smile, just have fun. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some crazy comps coming out from over on the LSV side, and just throw, their torp hammers at Fahrenheit 214, and just said, hey,
if I don't see some torp today, I'm going to be very upset.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I don't see some torbs, I'm going to be very upset.
So let's talk about
one of those.
I do want to mention the SR difference. I mentioned it earlier, but
yeah, absolutely.
So on paper, Fahrenheit 214, who's representing the Dallas Fuel, their cumulative SR skill ranking is 4,500.
Wow.
So the Lone Star Vanguard skill ranking is 4,000. It's a pretty big difference. So the synergy is going to be really important here. And then, so I have another fun fact. So Trill, he's going to be playing support for the Lone Star Vanguard. He's actually like the single-handed biggest One Piece fan that I know. This guy loves One Piece. Fun fact: the other support on the other side for so Fishcake, he's a support from Contenders. He'll probably starting for the Fahrenheit 214 today, but he's also a big One Piece fan. So we got supports on both sides who are both One Piece.
So we're gonna have
fans.
to just meet in the middle on this one then.
I know.
Are you saying that friendships could be formed out of this?
We could
maybe sure. Trill is definitely a bigger One Piece fan.
We could gummo
like 100%.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really tricky to kind of, as we go into this, we're going to be obviously rooting for the LSV, but knowing what the fuel is or what 214 is bringing to the table, it could be scary. It could be daunting. It doesn't seem to be shaking our players at all. I am curious, like, is there anybody on the roster on either side that you see as like possible just standouts? Like maybe this is the person to watch while we're watching these games.
So we have one female performing today, and that's Ellie. Ellie's going to be the support for the Vanguard. She can fill any role at support, and she's an amazing shot caller. I've played some pickup games with her, and she's great at shot calling. So Ellie's going to be a player to watch today for sure.
That's kind of something that we didn't talk about, just to keep in the back of your head. We are talking about the Lone Star Vanguard, which is a team that does constantly scrim together, has played together. That makes a difference. Whereas the Fuel, a lot of these players haven't played together. They've been kind of thrown into a game with one another.
I'm sure they've probably been scrimming, just like our team has. But, I know that Ellie and Quotient for the Lone Star Vanguard play a lot of rank together. So they're going to have the natural synergy together just because of that bond that they have formed.
I want to see some of that Jangu Piggy synergy going on.
Quotient's a freak, by the way.
As well, though, that the synergy from LSV, I don't think anybody's going to lay down and take it, right? I think the fact that they're repping the LSV, I think is something that is very prideful for them. Like I said, when they walked in, that was something that they told me. And I think when, these contenders players look at the roster, they're just going to, basically scoff off of them and really not respect. So I feel like LSV is definitely going to put up a fight more than what it is shown on paper. And I'm super excited to see that. I think,
dude, we need to get Lordenzo to play. You need to come to community night.
I'm down. I mean, if you guys have seen my stream, there's a lot of things of what not to do. So that's what I sent to LSV of what not to do when you're playing. And I think these guys are going to be awesome. So,
dude, our community nights are so fun. We'll play from 8 till 2 in the morning. You got to join us. And Quotient's a freak. Okay, so he joined anytime he plays on our pickup games. Yeah. He's always destroying me. He just lays it down. That guy's a freak. So he's another player to watch out for today.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I would like
I'm always excited to see Badger and Apollo play. Just they're hilarious, and the way that they play off of each other is just it's fantastic.
And you're going to see that in the game for sure. Like
we're talking years of synergy here. Cree, what did you want to say?
I was going to ask, what kind of team comps are we hoping to see during this?
I feel like for the 2-1-4, they're going to really try hard in the beginning. And they're going to run some Orisa Sigma, which is like
I think 2-1-4 is going to try and go meta.
Yeah, they're going to be. I feel like they're going to be a little cringe and go meta, but I think our boys and girl are going to run it out and be like, you know what, we're going to show what Houston's all about and play whatever our strengths are and not force anything. And I think that's what's going to be the difference maker here.
I think that's an excellent guess. Yeah, I think not playing the meta might just be an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was going to say, I know Dallas, has been playing a lot of Winston Reinhardt. Do you think we're going to see any Winston Reinhardt coming out from maybe 2-1-4 or even?
A lot of teams like to copy what Overwatch League teams do, and it's just never works. I mean, coming from when I used to back in the day when I used to be a good player, a lot of teams in the tier 3, tier 2 system, they like to copy and paste what Overwatch League teams do. And there's a reason why they're Overwatch League, and there's a reason why we're tier 3, tier 2, right? So whenever you try to, not make yourself show who you are in the game, that's when things go wrong. And that's why, a lot of roster shifts happen in the tier 2, tier 3 scene. So I think, there's a reason why LSV and, organizations like that have always stuck with each other. You guys said Apollo and others have been playing with each other for years. There's a reason, because they actually enjoy playing with each other, and that's exactly what you're going to see in the game, right? So
yeah, absolutely. And I will just say that yes, as somebody who's played a lot of ranked, there's a lot of people that try and mimic what they see in the Overwatch League without having the fundamental understanding of how the heroes work. They just assume that's the meta, that's what we need to play, that's what wins. But if you have no game sense about the heroes themselves and why you should be running that Sigma or running that Orisa, then it's not going to be good, because it's hard to be a good Orisa.
Right. No, I think if you don't have hardship behind you, on your shoulder telling you what to do, don't even try it. That's just don't even try it.
Exactly. I completely agree. So remember that we have 2 games today. We're going to be starting off with the Lone Star Vanguard versus Fahrenheit 214. And then, we have University of St. Thomas coming up versus UTD. And it's going to be a heck of a game. First game is going to be first to 2, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. First game
first
is
two.
1-2.
So, I'm hyped. I hope that you're hyped. And with that, it is time to get into our first game in our huge Battle for Texas week. It's the Lone Star Vanguard versus Fahrenheit 214, brought to you by the Houston Outlaws and HEB. We're loving our time at the host desk, but it's time to send the love and this party over to Chef Billy and Bull Skunk in the Caster's Corner.
Happy National Video Game Day. My name is Jeff. This dapper fellow next to me is Billy. And we are here to kick off the Houston Outlaws Battle for Texas, brought to you by HEB. As you heard in our pregame a little bit later on, we are going to see a collegiate matchup between the University of St. Thomas and the University of Texas at Dallas. But first, we're going to have our community teams going head-to-head as Lone Star Vanguard look to take it to Fahrenheit 214.
Oh, yeah. I got to say, I'm a big fan of Tunavi, the energy output that I felt coming out of Houston. I felt it all the way up here in Missouri. This is going to be a fantastic battle of these two community teams. We've got Fahrenheit 214 coming out and representing the Dallas community, and we've got LSV representing H-Town. H-Town, what up? We're going to bring it today. We had a chance to talk with a lot of the players from LSV yesterday. Got a chance to know them a whole lot better. Let me tell you what, they were absolutely a joy to be around. Talking about, Nubatron Prime. Hasn't been mentioned yet, but, kind of the owner, kind of the mama bear, like I am in my family. Definitely the mama bear of LSV and, has brought in actual players to live with them and has given them a place to live if they needed it, and they've got a player living with them right now, and just has been that stable force for the LSV that you just don't see a lot of. You don't see a lot of it. So man, getting a chance to know these players was the opportunity of a lifetime, and we're gonna be telling you their stories and little bits about them as we go through the broadcast today, Jeff.
Yeah, Billy, it just goes to show you just how tight this team is. They quite literally have lived together at times, and the synergy is just fantastic. And I love the feel. When we were talking to them, we were asking them, what's their favorite part about being a part of this LSV community? And it was always how it brought them together. And it always came back to the friendships they've made and how important that is to them. Even downright to say, this community is everything to me. It was something that Badger B was talking to us about. And I think that's just so huge. And it goes back to that synergy that they were talking about on the desk. And I think that synergy is going to be amazing. And I can't wait to get it. There it is over at Outlaws HQ. You've got the LSV squad gearing up, ready to go. They're focused. They're honing it in, Billy. They're honing it in.
They're absolutely ready to go. I felt the rush come through when they had the little bit of a pep talk going on. I think LSV is going to give 214 a run for their money today, because I do think that synergy can outplay SR. I think that the fact that these players do play a lot together, they've done it, at LANs, they've done it in person, they've done it, obviously throughout the pandemic together. That's another thing that was told to us, is that the pandemic brought them even closer together. And that, not to reference these Fast and Furious memes with Dom all over the place, but family is everything. And this LSV squad is absolutely a family. So I think you're going to have a little bit going on here where the family feel might just decimate the ringers.
Well, let's take... As putting the hurt down for LSV, Badger B and Banana Party leading the charge on the front line. And then Trill and Ellie keeping everybody topped off, alive, and in the fight. On the other side, Daydream and Dove, one of those contenders players coming from our door, Derpy and Jukebox in the tank role, with a Bagel and Fish Cake coming in support.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to see Skullrex. This was supposed to be their last hurrah. Not sure what happened there. We were hoping to give a little bit of love out to their very last game, but we might see them come in as a substitute, maybe into the second map. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a 1-2. So, LSV versus Fahrenheit 214, two powerhouse communities. But, I think that the love that LSV has been showing on stream, I tell you what, I think I give a little bit of an edge to them. I think it's going to go 2-1. That's my prediction right now. I just want to see, once we get onto the first map, I'm going to see how this synergy, how this family feel really comes together and shows us on the screen what we've heard backstage.
Yeah, we are going to have fixed maps today. And starting off for our control map, we'll be headed to sunny Iraq, the map of Oasis, to get things going here. And one thing in our conversation with Lone Star Vanguard, they mentioned that there's no love lost here. They love their Texas brethren, even if the feeling is not reciprocated. I mean, we're all Overwatch fans here, just rooting for our squads. And I kind of feel like this is almost a nobody picks on my brother but me kind of scenario. But I loved that. Even through the rivalry, even through the competitiveness, Lone Star Vanguard, they extend that family feel to everybody, to all their competitors. And I thought that was just so wholesome. It was just a beautiful thing, Billy. It's a beautiful thing.
It was an absolutely beautiful thing. And, Badger B, being on the main take, I tell you what, very shy. Actually wasn't able to talk with them during our interview process, but he actually reached out to me via DMs. And you know what? I tell you what, this is one of the most compassionate people that I can think of right now, because he does wear his heart on his sleeve. He just doesn't speak so many words. He walks softly, but carries a very large Tesla cannon because they do like to play monkey. So we'll see as we go in here to our first map. It's going to be Gardens, LSV versus Fahrenheit 214. Let's see what kind of lineup they're going to bring out here. Oh, my goodness. Well, looks like a little bit of a sim rush coming out of Fahrenheit 214. They ain't messing around. Fishcake going to be on that Lucio Dove. We've seen them absolutely shred with the Symmetra up in contenders with Ardor. But for LSV, looks like they might be going with a little bit of dive. The Torb, I'm very excited to see.
Potion loves his Torb. Yeah, he was hitting it. He was hinting at it, but it looks like going to come out of the gate with the Tracer. Badger B is indeed going to pull out that Tesla cannon. And that was, the Badger B story in particular was so great. Was talking about, moved to Austin, didn't really know anybody, and the LSV community is really where he met a lot of friends. And there he goes, Badger B getting aggressive right out of the gate. Look at this, taking it right to him. Unfortunately, Ellie has fallen in the back as Daydream was able to get on top of the Moira, take a lot of the sustain out of this fight. So LSV, they need to find some kills quickly. They need to turn this around. Doomfist has gotten into the back. Oh, and Apollo is going to eat an uppercut as well. And F214 going to find first control to start off the series.
Woo, and it was a combination of rocket punches and rocket hammers there from both Derpy and Daydream. Look at that ult charge for the Doomfist. I tell you what, 80% in the first fight, that ain't nothing to sniff at. But coming out for Lone Star Vanguard, what I really want to see is how are they going to coordinate these dives going in on top of this? Apollo's just going to go in the back and just start laying waste with those Hellfire cannons.
They've been just trying to get some cooldowns out. Didn't stick around long. Banana Party was next attack. And there's a couple of quick kills. It's the support duo from Lone Star Vanguard. Opening things up strong. A second kill on the board for Trill. Potion moving in, looking to clean off everybody else. Finally eliminates the threat as Daydream on that Doomfist. And LSV will flip this point after a little cleanup.
Yeah, the cleanup is definitely there, and now you're looking at a Pulse Bomb ready to go for Dove. You're going to have dueling Pulse Bombs because there is Quotient ready to go. They are just absolutely laying true, but there is a Pulse Bomb takeout of Ellie from Dove, so the Contenders player definitely looking at the back line with a vengeance right now.
Oh, Dove is going to pick up a second one as well, so... Hey, there you go. Quotient trying to bring it back. And even odds have been evened out. 4v4 on the point. Sound barrier invested by both teams. Primal range from Badger B on that Winston. Looking to be the difference maker. Trying to get on top of Dove there in the back while Quotient finishes off Daydream. Edge to Lone Star Vanguard. And they hang on despite going down 2.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Death Blossom ready to go into this next fight, Bullskuck. So, I mean, look at this. I mean, this is going to be the sneaky little edgelord going here. They're just going to fly right past and not even see him there. You're going to have self-destruct going into this next fight as well for Banana Party. So, you're going to be able to sustain on the point a lot more.
Oh, Apollo doesn't get a chance. Has to back out of there. Doesn't pull the trigger on that Death Blossom. Self-destruct thrown, and they're going to take Fish Cake out. LSV with the early edge, using Coalescence to try to close out this fight. There's that Death Blossom up here. There for Apollo. Lone Star Vanguard holding strong.
Oh my goodness, and I mean, they just rotated some ultimates there. Threw out the self-destruct to get Fish Cake out the door, and then Apollo letting loose with that Death Blossom, absolutely working its magic. They expended their entire ultimate bank as well, so Fahrenheit 214 going in with nothing on this quotient. This pulse bomb could be huge.
Yeah, LSV, in fact, have forced them to make a couple swaps to boot. So now Dove trying to counter with a Reaper of their own. And they're going to start off strong here. Find a couple of quick picks in the hallway, make their way onto the objective. Daydream still sitting in the back while Dove pushes forward, trying to pressure out. Quotient will find that kill. But that's a 4K for Dove in that engagement.
Oh, my goodness, Dove is so good at the game. We already knew that, having covered them quite a few times. But really, I mean, Daydream on this McCree, they just swapped, and they already have Deadeye online, both support ultimates as well going into this next fight. So if you're Lone Star Vanguard, you got it to 99%. You just got to win one clean fight, and you can start that with a well-placed Primal Rage. Yeah, that could be absolutely huge going into this next fight.
Yeah, especially to dislodge him off that high ground. Maybe even find pick into the Drake and Environmental. You can go right over the top. There's the stun. There's the Primal. Trying to get Fish Cake off the side. Hey, with a little help from Quotient, they're going to find that kill nevertheless. Follows it up onto Daydream. Full of lessons invested in. Shatter comes out, gets nothing for the F214 Shatter. Derpy has to go back to spawn with no ult charge left and might be looking at LSV, the underdogs, the underestimated squad, taking our opening round. There's still a little bit of cleanup. Sound barrier engaged, coming back in from F214, but they're only 4 strong. Make that 5 as the Wrecking Ball arrives to the party. Dove comes through with the Death Blossom, nothing. It's Apollo with the better Death Blossom, getting the value, driving F214 away, and LSV will take this opening round.
I mean, that was a beautiful connection of ultimates there. They do exactly what they had to do for their win condition. Badger B got a lot of value, even though they didn't get so many kills with that Primal Rage. But Jeff, I tell you what, the displacement that you talked about absolutely just shook everything up there for Fahrenheit 214. That's a 1-0 lead here in Oasis. And now, you know, looking at this double shield variant that might come out right now, I mean, they could absolutely run and bunker down on the point here. If Fahrenheit 214 decide to stick with this, they're going to have to worry about Apollo, though. Apollo has shown some really good instincts playing on the edgelord and Quotient. I'm very pleasantly surprised by the Tracer play. So, man, you're going to have to try and figure out how to break down this bunker that Fahrenheit 214 are going to bring out the box.
Quotient feels like like a joint soul. Studying modeling and animation, which is what I studied in university. Pulling out the Tracer. I love playing some Tracer. Quotient is, I feel like the relative that I've never met. And I'm excited to see more of this Tracer play. An outstanding opening round from LSV. They originally take the high ground. Look like a couple are going to drop down while F214 are just bunkering up back here behind the double shield comp. They want to play it slow. They want to try to stick to meta. LSV looking to continue their fun route here with the dive-centric comp with Apollo on that Reaper. They're going to move in. They're going to press the attack all the way in the back. They get the Immortality field out. So far, if you have to find any kills, it just takes a little too long. The double barrier comp able to sustain, strike back, and F214 once again find first control. But, hey, you know what? They got first control last time as well, Billy.
They really did, and I tell you what, Badger B already 81% to a Primal, so I mean, the value was being gotten there. I just think that they got a little bit outplayed, a little bit out-sustained, and a little bit more of the bunkering that came out from 214. So Daydream is disrupting Trillo and Ellie, and Ellie, you know, their favorite color is pink, and their puppy dog Ivy. I loved talking to Ellie yesterday because she was just such a breath of fresh air, and I tell you, you know, I think you need to wake up and choose a little violence there, Ellie. Let loose of this coalescence. Go ahead and push in with it, and show them that just because pink is your favorite color doesn't mean that you can't decimate a whole entire team.
The majority of LSV going around the highway side or coast with that coalescence. Ellie's gonna let it rip, try to devalue the Ant Matrix, and does immediately pick up 1. Forces the rest of F214 back around the corner, and they're not able to utilize that double damage, but Daydream coming in is able to pick up 2. There's a couple on the other side, and the Primal Rage able to push through. I think it's a 1v1 on this point, if I counted correctly, and Badger B wins that duel.
Badger B does win that duel. You've got Pulse Bomb going into the next fight. And I tell you what, that was a pretty impressive flip there coming from the Vanguard, I think maybe you might want to think about a Sombra here or something with CC to deal with Daydream, because Daydream is getting so much free value with no CC coming into them other than Badger Bee. You know, when they pop the Prowl Rage, that's the only thing that's really stopping him. So either you got to focus them down at the beginning of the team fight or you've got to watch your step.
Oh, with Supercharger out, Daydream and Jukebox are able to pick up a couple. Dove uses the Deadeye to find yet another, and Fahrenheit 214 come back in with a quick retake.
Yeah, I mean, just getting out of dodge there is Banana Party, and we were talking about Banana Party. Banana Party is probably one of my most inspirational players that we got to talk to yesterday about how much they work with kids with special needs, and other people with special needs as well, teaching them swimming, teaching them, how to be able to enjoy life in the water if they're afraid of it. And I tell you, that one touched my heart yesterday. Got a little tear in my eye. Everybody knows that I cry easily. But Banana Party, I tell you what, they really impressed me yesterday. And I'd love to see how they address this next point. Because, they're really far behind here. And it's closing in on final fight territory.
Yeah, last chance. Chul's going to use that sound barrier to try to engage, but they got to watch out for the meteor strike from above. It does do quite a bit of damage to Banana Bee, and the Death Blossom gets interrupted. Apollo taken out. Fahrenheit 214 in a prime position to take round 2. Dove's going to finish off Quotient, and that overtime wick being kept alive by Ellie, and that's eventually going to fade. Overtime wick burns down. We're all tied up.
We indeed are all tied up, and I think that they really adapted to Apollo's Reaper. They brought out the Brig, and they also brought out the Dove McCree once again. So they were absolutely zeroed in on the edgelord there, not allowing him to get anything done. Daydream has just been a menace on this Doomfist as well, Jeff. So Quotient and Apollo, we're looking at McFlurry coming out from them out the gate, going into this double shield variant once again from 214. Looking at a little sim, probably try to get them out the gate fast, then speed onto the point and try to get themselves around and behind to take care of Bagel and Fish Cake. So we'll see what is going to be done here from those. But Sim McCree coming out from Fahrenheit, we'll see if that stays up.
Yeah, it looks like F214 just used the teleporter to get out of spawn. Daydream's going to swap while Quotient is sticking with the Symmetra. You can see the turrets already set up on the point. That extra speed has allowed LSV to get their feet planted. Now they just have to fend off the bunker, which is in a great spot. The bunker wants to get settled first, and LSV's not going to let it happen. They find the early pick. That microwave beam of Quotient Symmetra just focusing down Daydream out of the fight. They lose Badger Bee early, but hoping that Badger Bee's sacrifice will not be in vain. Quotient just eventually fall, but Lone Star Vanguard have got percentage.
They've got percentage. They've also got a little bit of a fight going on the point here. Nice freeze coming through from Apollo. But what they're trying to do right now with these sim turrets is slow down Daydream. Daydream's just rotating around it.
Yep, Deadeye coming out from Dove with Daydream in the back. Ooh, nice shot from Dove is going to finish off Banana Party. Daydream now in that side hallway trying to work on Trill. It does land that one, and the final blow on a Badger Bee as well. Daydream continues to wreak havoc on this Doomfist.
Yeah, the Symmetra is not doing the trick right now. I think Sombra could be the choice of the day. Just hack him out and take care of that entire kit of utility and turn him into basically a one-punch hero here. I literally just, we were talking about, I heard about the one-punch anime lovers between Trill and Bagel and, or Fish Cake. So we'll see who's the better one-punch panther here.
Dove finding that early pick, make that 2 if you count the D-Mech through the Ant Matrix of Bagel. Daydream is able to get aggressive, triple cooldown, engage, has that meteor strike, drops down onto Badger Bee and Quotient. Quotient's able to get the photon barrier up, but Daydream finishes them off shortly thereafter.
Yeah, a bit of flux going into this next fight as well, Jeff. So, you've got both take ultimates ready to go for Fahrenheit 214. The rally will come up into this fight as well, which is going to make them even beefier. You throw it, hopefully before the Blizzard goes out.
Badger Bee Shatter gets blocked by the Sigma Shield. Daydream finishes off Apollo before they can get the Blizzard out. I think that was another big key to victory, and Daydream is having a field day on this Doomfist right now, landing punches left and right.
Jeff, that's the big question right now is how is Lone Star going to deal with Daydream on this Doomfist? Because we haven't seen them switch to anything else so far other than a quick Symmetra of their own. Apollo's got to get this out and got to watch out for Jukebox with the Kinetic Grasp.
Yeah, I still think if Apollo can land this Blizzard is out. Self-destruct in. Looks like F214 are able to kite out of that Blizzard for the most part, but nevertheless, LSV find 3 kills for Lone Star Vanguard. Oh, but Daydream comes back yet again. Finds 2 of their own. It's a 3v3 with the overtime Wick burden. Lone Star Vanguard have to win this. The counter charge puts Daydream down, but only temporarily. Meteor Strike available to get up and out of harm's way. Follows it up with the right hook, landing onto Banana Party. Turns around, and then with a little help from Dub, able to pick off 2 more. Fahrenheit 214 fell early, but they're able to strike back and claim Oasis. They're going to take a 1-0 lead in our first of 2 series.
Whew, and that was all about the Daydream show. Forget your contenders players. The Daydream show was very real, and I mean, you just got so much value. They didn't have anything to answer for that. I think the Sombra would have been a better choice than the Symmetra, and they did have the McCree out there, but flashbangs were far and few between to take that Nigerian hero down. Daydream having a field day on Oasis. They take it 2-1. And so, they take the 1-0 lead here in our first 2 series of our community showdown, the Battle for Texas. And, that was some seriously good work coming out from Daydream. Let me tell you what.
It was. And I think you're right. I think the Sombra might have been a good way to go. I mean, it could be an easy answer, manually hack the Doomfist, and then just try to focus it down. Don't allow the Doomfist to use those cooldowns to keep building shields and to have that easy escape out of the back line. We'll see if LSV can adjust as we move forward. I think we are going to head to a quick little break while we take a look at some replays here from that first map. When we come back, it's going to be Watch Point Gibraltar. This is a fixed map set. Can Lone Star Vanguard bring it back? Stick around and we'll find out.
The official grocery store and food delivery service of the Houston Outlaws. Want to eat like an outlaw? Visit HEB.com today.
When you're an outlaw, you don't have a lot of time to look for quick and easy, healthy food options. And when you're in the middle of gaming, there's only one real solution. HEB. HEB Curbside. Jake places his order on the HEB app and then heads to HEB. He texts HEB to let them know he's arrived. And bam, his order is delivered to his car in no time. Contact free. It's that simple. Now Jake and Dante have a full stock of grub and are back online gaming with their teammates. HEB Curbside, making it easy for Jake and Dante to be Houston Outlaws.
Join the Houston Outlaws BAM squad and access the Outlaws like never before.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
I need more energy from you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're making some queso today. I don't know, it should be a good one. What is your favorite food that your mom make?
Just meat.
Meat?
Yeah.
Any meat?
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy's a big meat eater.
Being a gamer isn't about winning or losing. It's about the experiences, the accomplishments, and the moments you'll never forget.
The Lone Star Vanguard is the premier gaming community of Texas and home of the official Houston Outlaws supporters group since 2018.
Whether you're an esports fan that just wants to stay up to date on local and virtual watch parties,
or you're looking for a safe and friendly gaming community, the LSV is the place for you.
join up now at lsv.gg and let's game together.
We should mention our good friend.
We are headed into map number 2 in the battle between our two community teams. Here at the Houston Outlaws Battle for Texas, brought to you by HEB. The first map went the way of Fahrenheit 214, but Billy, it was by no means a stomp. That was not a roll.
No, it was not a stop whatsoever. I mean, it was pretty competitive back and forth. I just think that they haven't dealt with Daydream on the Doomfist. I don't know if it's an OTP or not, but we'll see. So, the other thing, I mean, I looking at, Fishcake bringing out the Brig, that was something that I was very, they were trying to deal with Apollo on this Reaper, and they actually forced the swap coming out from Apollo going over to the McCree, which was kind of sort of, the answer to the Daydream Doomfist. But I think, looking at what they could have done, Sombra could have been a better choice. I mean, bringing out your own Brigitte also could have been a way to combat that as well. I just think that the sustain coming through from Fahrenheit 214, bringing out the BAP and Lucio, the immortality barrier showed its ugly head once again, and really, let them stay in fights longer than they should have been able to. So, the sport paddle right now, it's kind of nudging in favor of Fahrenheit 214. I just think that they need to get a little bit more aggressive. I think bringing out an Ana to help Badger B, get a nano boost on the monkey and let him go buck wild, because that would be a great answer to exterminating the rest of the team. Just ignore Daydream altogether and just go towards the rest of the other teams. So that's another way to answer it. I think that the Moira Lucio not as beneficial to the comp that they're running right now. I think that you could also bring out on a Zen. I mean, Zen, bringing that Discord, burn down Daydream faster with that Orb of Discord onto him. So there are definitely angles that LSV can take into this. And I want to see what kind of adaptation comes in there, because they have actually stood up to, the almost 500 SR difference. That synergy was being shown through and through there on Oasis.
And as we talked about, or as the desk talked about in the pre-show, I mean, there was a little bit of a different approach in the way these two teams was built, Billy. So this was Lone Star Vanguard, all just the community members have been playing together for quite some time now. I mean, they play Among Us together and play whatever game suits their fancy in that moment. While Fahrenheit 214 brought in some, multiple generations of University of Texas Dallas players, as well as a couple players from Contenders who happen to be friends with Daydream. So they definitely, after their 3-0 stomp last time, I think F214 were coming in a little scared and tried to stack the deck a little bit. I still don't think it went as strong as they were hoping. I mean, you were talking about the support line. I mean, Ellie and Trill were able to get some work done. Now, I agree. Now, the Ana is probably more synergistic, particularly with the Winston. We saw some great coalescence coming out from Ellie. Trill was lighting up the kill feed on a couple of different occasions there, on multiple different occasions, not just two. On multiple occasions, Trill was lighting up that kill feed on the Lucio. So, I mean, there's potential, though. I am curious. I mean, back to the Doomfist. I'm curious how they adapt to that, and if they're hungry for this map too. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm talking about food. Watching Piggy cook, it made me a little hungry, Billy. I'm not gonna. What was he cooking? You're the chef. You're the chef here. You might have noticed the monocle earlier. This is Chef Billy. What was Piggy cooking up over there? I need to go watch that video.
I mean, it looked like it was queso. I could just go. I could go for some queso right now. I am offering myself up to cook for any of the Outlaws. I'm just putting it out there right now. I am a real chef, and I would be more than happy to cook for you guys if I ever get my way down to H-Town and see the facilities and stuff like that. I would be more than happy to cook for everybody there. Show off some of my Korean cooking as well. But
you're making me hungry. We got to. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. We're heading to Watch Point, Gibraltar, for map number 2. And I think this one could really lean towards LSV's favor. Well, we saw that fantastic Winston coming out from Badger B, and holy cow, is this a Winston playground or what?
I mean, if they could bring out the Ana here, that's one thing, okay? Because you're going to have that nano boost available for a monkey to deal with a lot of the pressure that comes in from a defensive team. Also, does Banana Party have a Zarya in the back pocket? Because double bubble here would absolutely shred against a double shield variant, giving a lot of extra oomph for Badger B on that Winston. So, I mean, it's all to play for here, right? You can defend, if you're double shield, you can defend split ways If you really decide that you want to do it like that, you could have a Sigma. In one area, you can have the Orisa, kind of being pocketed back behind and make sure that they don't take a lot of damage, and it really holds the positioning. But if you're running the double bubble here, you've got the mobility on your side, especially if you're going to run it out with a Lucio. But I mean, looking at or offensively right now, yeah, that could be a different little look. Fahrenheit 214 coming out with double hit scan. So they're looking for a little bit of extra sustain as well with that biotic field for spot healing coming out of Dove. I mean, they're looking at a very aggressive, very sustainable back line in the Ana and Baptiste, so they don't want to get dove upon. And I think, what we're seeing from Lone Star Vanguard here, if they do come out with this, I mean, you're looking at spam damage galore coming out of Apollo. You're going for the traditional halt hook, so this could be actually very beneficial. Let's see what Quotient brings out. Got to bring out the Tracer again.
Yeah, it looks like they were just going for that halt hook, trying to find an initial pick off the top bridge. They're going to go ahead and swap over to that double bubble. You called it. Banana Party bringing out the Russian and trying to support Badger B on this Winston. And while the gates were still closed, Quotient was hovering that Torbjorn, getting my hopes up, because I too want to see Quotient on his famous Torbjorn. Oh man, Badger B tried to get a little bit of early ult charge and just gets punished for it. That was a flashbang with Fishcake picking up the final blow. And then Daydream's kill onto Quotient there is going to shut down this attack. I think a little bit of a reset is in order here for the Lone Star Vanguard.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at Badger B, though, going up and into the high ground up here. Dole, what a shot
nice
from
shot.
Apollo. Brought out Ash in the interim, and it's getting so much value already with the Viper. There's a diamond bubble on top of Banana Party as well.
Yep, and Badger B just working up towards that Primal Rage. And another difference here to point out, Ellie, is on that auto. I believe you did mention that, but it's that nano boost. That nano boost is super important. Oh, Daydream finding the revenge kill, return to the fight, taking Apollo down. Gets one onto Quotient. Quotient's able to escape. Oh, but lands right in the path of Dove. Both DPS out of the fight for Lone Star Vanguard.
I mean, that was just filthy work coming out from Dove and Fishcake there on the high ground. And, Ellie's getting a lot of good work done on this Ana. I just think that they need to, get a full coordinated, full reset here. Trillo, I think bringing out maybe, I would say bring out the Brig here or a Baptiste of your own. Because the sustain is just so much different going out. I mean, I'm not sure what the purpose of Trill's Mercy is here, other than to give a little bit of damage boost onto Apollo.
Yeah, I mean, it's strictly to support the DPS pick. As we've got a nano attack visor on the battlefield right now. That's going to clean this one up nicely. Lone Star Vanguard have already run through half of their time bank, but now they've got some tools to work with, Billy. They've
got the tools to work with right now. I think they're saving up and waiting until Banana Party has their Graviton Surge. Nothing to eat it. Well, only Jukebox can eat it. Sorry, I just saw the Diva just pop up their head over there over the horizon there. But a nano boosted Monkey right now could absolutely shred up on this high ground.
Indeed, it is going to be Badger B getting the nano to start off this engagement, try to claim this high ground. Quotient with a nice stick, and the big Omnic Butler in the back. Lone Star Vanguard using their tools wisely, and they are rewarded with some great progress on point A.
Fishcake trolling in the back line. Getting trolled out of the fight as well. But I think this is going to be the capture of point A here for the Lone Star Vanguard. 58 hundredths of a meter left to go. They're going to try and recontest this here. There's the Graviton Surge that I was waiting for. Anything to go into it? No, there is no follow-up. Dove getting a three-piece.
Yeah, Dove basically just single-handedly shut that down and is going to have to sleep it off as Ellie lands that dart. But unfortunately, Lone Star Vanguard are going to have to take another stab at it. They fall just short. They were so close, Billy. They were so close.
It was 58 hundredths of a meter to get that first point. Now it's rolling backward across that 4 meter mark, and we're going to see it slow down there. If they've gotten off of the contestants back through, I'm looking for Trillo. I mean, I think you need to swap off the Mercy right now and bring something different to the battle. I think bringing the Baptiste or the Brig out to try and deal with Jukebox on this Wrecking Ball might be the way to go.
Yeah, Trill's going to go ahead and pop that Valkyrie. Maybe we see a swap after that, but they're running out of time. Less than 10 seconds left on the clock. And Badger B's in a lot of trouble in server room. It's going to be Banana Party trying to step out. No, can't make it out the door. It's a sleep from Bagel that denies Banana Party the touch to initiate the overtime. And Fahrenheit 214, they don't give up a single point here in Watchpoint Gibraltar.
They don't, but I mean, the push was really outstanding coming from LSV. I thought that they had it there. It was just a last-second contest that came through from Fahrenheit 214. Derpy had that shatter ready to go and really just denied a lot of the work that Lone Star wanted to get done. I think they were kind of hampered by the Mercy. Once Apollo swapped off and got that first bob off, I think you swap in that moment. They were just out-sustained. That was the biggest thing that I noticed there coming out from LSV, and I'm looking at them. They're smiling, they're loving it, they're having fun. This is what it's all about right here. They're having fun, even though they're down right now. They're having fun. This is what LSV stands for. This is what they're all about, and I'm trying to figure out who each player is, because we got a chance to talk to them, but we didn't get a chance to see their faces. So I'm trying to assign faces to names. I think the one on the left there, I think that's Banana Party. That's going to be my guess.
Well, we know who Ellie is because the big bright pink keyboard. You're talking about her favorite color is pink. Everybody else has these just boring looking normal black. She's got that vibrant pink keyboard. I love it. I love the personality coming out of this squad. What a wonderful community. Hey, you want to join the Lone Star Vanguard? It's a very passionate, friendly, wonderful people. Go to lsv.gg and go check it out. But now it's up to LSV to try to hold 214 to just point A. It's definitely winnable. They do lose Trill, but they managed to find that kill onto Dupree. So it's going to slow things down for 214's attack.
Yeah, Daydream bringing back out the Doomfist that was so problematic for LSV on Oasis. The Nigerian hero back out here once again. Dove on fire, getting some good charge there for the healers for Fahrenheit 214. Bagel already 40% up to their nano, but Ellie holding their own on a 63% and climbing for Ellie here for LSV. So let's see if they can get something out here, get a good stop.
Now at 80+%, and this is huge. Look how much Ellie is outpacing Bagel. Even my dog is excited about it. Ellie can get this nano boost online, and Badgerbee's got to stay alive. Nicely, no, Bagel with a nice shot, able to take Badgerbee out of the sky. This could be disastrous for Lone Star Vanguard. Kills starting to roll through. As Derpy is just leading the charge, receives the nano boost, has a sleeping Badgerbee in their sides, finished off by Dove's focusing beam, and 214 looking to take this thing home. They may slow it down and get another team fight out of it. They're having too much fun, Billy. They don't want it to end just yet.
What a bubble! What a bubble from Banana Party to stop that being squished on the quotient. But yeah, here comes the Dove out. Dove going to go ahead and go for Ash. So looking for a fast bob here.
I mean, both of our teams having fun. The Nano Lucio coming out. You know, everybody loves a good boostio. But Dove, our door DPS straight out of the T2 contenders scene is landing those shots, and it's going to be a shatter there. Try to close things out. Two members of LSV trying to hang on, but some stickies will finish off Trill. Quotient taken down by Dove as well. And it looks like 214 stacked roster will net them the win. But you know what? It was a lot of fun. We saw our LSV players smiling and having a great time, and that's what it's all about.
I wanted LSV to win that so bad, just because of the insider knowledge that you and I have about the forming of these teams.
We got to know them, you know.
We got to know them. I tell you what, I'm gonna follow them all on Twitter just so I can get to know them even more. But I tell you, that was some seriously good work. I mean, 500 SR difference. They held their own throughout most of it. I mean, I would not be shaking my head in shame at all. They stood up to two contenders players as well. And sometimes the class does rise to the top, but I still think a very serviceable, very good showing for themselves and for their community. I mean, come on, they took it to them. I'm absolutely happy with this result.
They did the green and black proud, Billy. They did the green and black proud. Claps in chat. This squad was fantastic and enjoy to watch. And yeah, nothing to hang your head about here. I mean, that's Fahrenheit 214 brought 6 competitors, 6 people who are used to competitive Overwatch, either the collegiate or the contenders scene, and versus a community team, versus just some friends who love playing games together and getting to experience. I mean, playing over at Outlaws HQ, like how awesome is that? Getting to sit in a room together. This was awesome. This was awesome. Nothing to hang your head about, Outlaws fans or anybody from LSV for that matter.
I mean, it's a big GG, y'all, coming out from
big GG,
them
y'all.
As we see some of the highlights here from our match here. And I mean, Dove, the pedigree is there. We know about this player, and they absolutely showed up and showed out here. Daydream was actually the surprise for me. Really, outshone the contenders players in quite a few times. So this Doomfist player really showing up here on a big stage, and I was very impressed with them.
I have to agree. I mean, we expect big things from Dove. I mean, Dove played in Gauntlet at the end of 2020 for Uprising Academy. Helped them to make just a comeback run in the contender scene. We expected Dove to pop off. But yeah, I agree. Daydream, former collegiate player, really put up a great showing. I mean, so some impressive gameplay, no doubt, from Fahrenheit 214. Love to our Texas brethren. We're all just big fans of Overwatch, enjoying the game, supporting Texas teams. So GG y'all, GG y'all.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, that was just fantastic coming out from them. So I really enjoyed this matchup between these two teams. GG y'all to everybody out there. But coming up next, it's going to be our collegiate battle, University of St. Thomas, featuring a large Indian man versus the University of Texas Dallas that we have seen at the Overwatch Collegiate Championships. They were quarterfinalists, so we shall see what they bring to the table when we come back.
The Battle for Texas is brought to you in part by HEB, the official grocery store and food delivery service of the Houston Outlaws. Want to eat like an outlaw? Visit HEB.com today.
Being a gamer isn't about winning or losing. It's about the experiences, the accomplishments, and the moments you'll never forget.
The Lone Star Vanguard is the premier gaming community of Texas and home of the official Houston Outlaws supporters group since 2018.
Whether you're an esports fan that just wants to stay up to date on local and virtual watch parties,
or you're looking for a safe and friendly gaming community, the LSV is the place for you.
join up now at lsv.gg and let's game together.
When you're an outlaw, you don't have a lot of time to look for quick and easy, healthy food options. And when you're in the middle of gaming, there's only one real solution. HEB. HEB Curbside. Jake places his order on the HEB app and then heads to HEB. He texts HEB to let them know he's arrived. And bam, his order is delivered to his car in no time. Contact free. It's that simple. Now Jake and Dante have a full stock of grub and are back online gaming with their teammates. HEB Curbside, making it easy for Jake and Dante to be Houston Outlaws.
You see this new photo wall, Crimson?
Yeah, I saw them put it in the other day.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick, actually. Everyone looks cool.
Oh, okay.
I hate these guys, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know how they even got in here, but okay. I guess we're still in middle school. These guys are still, I'm still in their head.
It's like the first dig you made in your life. This guy's telling this guy's trying to drop pro tips. Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest, Dante, he doesn't know what the f going on. He's got nothing. This guy's just putting way too much tahini on his steak. I'm not touching that thing.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Let's go grill.
Welcome back, heroes, to the Outlaws Outpost. It's halftime, and we need to break down some of the action that we just saw. So let's jump right into it. Obviously, Fahrenheit 214 performed so well. Why does the panel think that is?
Something about a Goliath going up against a David, maybe? But hey, look, that first map was least competitive.
It's true. It absolutely was. I think that they got scared a little bit. We came out swinging. The LSV came out swinging in that first map, and I think it kind of shook them up a little bit. I think that they came in, they thought that, our SR is higher. We can just kind of steamroll them. And when they realized they couldn't, they very quickly changed what their strategy was. You could tell.
Yeah, you're never going to be able to take away round one of Oasis from those guys.
They were all smiles the whole time.
Yeah.
I will throw out that Lorenzo did say that if you try to play the meta in lower ranks and, or maybe not in lower ranks, try to play the meta outside of the Overwatch League, you're probably not going to succeed. Yeah. And we saw a lot of kind of more meta comps coming from the Fahrenheit 214, and the LSV family just kind of threw their own twist of things. Right. And
yeah, but why play what you're not as skilled at, right? This goes back to the meta discussion, right? Like, why buy into the meta? You could tell that the LSV was really playing, their best heroes. And there were big picks. There were big plays that were happening, especially on that first map. You watched, the Reaper come out and just like absolutely decimate what was going on in Fahrenheit. So, I mean, yeah, it was, we knew this going into it, right? They brought in these collegiate level players and said, hey, you're on the Dallas team. Have fun with the community people over at the LSV. Right. But I mean, the LSV was all smiles. You could tell, even to the end, you could tell they were just in it to have a good time.
They were having a blast.
Yeah. No, I think it's important also to note that the difference between, community organization versus contenders is, that consistently, like, you make top plays when top players perform in the situations. I think it's also important to note that Apollo is, I believe, 600 SR to his counterpart on the Dallas side. And the fact that he was going toe to toe,
he was absolutely going toe to toe with him.
And there was, he didn't let him breathe. Like, the fact that he was just going in on it, and he played with no fear. I think Banana played really, really well. Given the situation, he made some big plays, especially on Oasis, and he made a lot of spaces, Diva. Which there's a difference between the level of play that he brought and other divas is that he really used the defense matrix in perfect situations. I don't think there were many times. I mean, there were not many ults that he could have eaten, but I'm talking about just keeping his main tank alive and keeping everybody in his back line alive as well. That he played outstanding. I think hats off to LSV. I think a lot of underrated plays from top to finish. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, were there any other plays that y'all kind of stood out and saw and were like, that deserves a little bit of recognition?
Apollo played really well. I'm proud of Apollo's play. Those Death Blossoms got me very excited.
Apollo knows how to apply the pressure. He's always known how to apply the pressure. And that's what you saw from him the entire match. That Dallas could not breathe because Apollo was in there and just keeping the pressure on the line, Dallas had to spend more time reacting to Apollo than trying to take the point. And that's just huge.
No, right. I think it's also important to note that on Gibraltar, Apollo and his counterpart was Dove on the hit scan, who I'm just reading now is 46-26. So this is at the contenders level, and Apollo is just in the 4K level. I mean, the fact that he said, you know what, I don't care. I'm just going to go in, don't care, and just took every high ground, every different angle possible. I know that they didn't pass first point, but the fact that he was, like you were saying, constantly putting pressure with his dynamites and with the mercy pocketing, he literally played with no fear, which was great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we wind down the first game, you got to ask, did it go as you expected it to?
I mean, the thing is, I actually, a lot of my expectations were blown out of the water. I have never seen this iteration of the LSV squad. I've seen duo queues, trio queues here on stream, but I haven't seen this roster perform. And I think they performed beyond expectations. A lot of teams at that 39, 40, 40-100 level, you go into a game, you're like, man, I have to play against contenders players, a guy like Fishcake, guys like Dove, Daydream, Jukebox, and everything like that. Like, that sometimes can, mentally boom people. And the fact that you guys saw them all laughing, smiles, putting up their keyboards, ready to go for the next one, I think it literally speaks volumes for the entire organization, and the team.
I completely agree.
I was gonna say, like, we've played with all of these players, but we've never seen all of those players play together. I mean, we've always been, pug nights, and we would split up the teams to, make it balance because nobody wants to play, Plat versus
Nobody wants to
Masters.
play against Badger and Apollo together.
Right. No, and I think it's another important note is that when you walk into an Overwatch League facility and you see the HEB line, you see the HEB signs, you see the Outlaws merch on the walls, I think as a player, I know for me, when I walked into these doors the first time, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. Content, check. Playing, check. And being around this like-minded people, I think that really sets the difference. And you saw that, especially on Oasis. Like, LSV played with fire from start to finish, and that's something that they should be proud of when they go home. Absolutely.
I went up to just get some more water, and when I got back to the desk, I was like, "Wait, what the heck is going on right now?"
Right.
Like, it was amazing. It was fantastic to watch, and everybody in chat was right though. They were just like, "Well, Dallas had to recruit some people to make this happen." So we are where we are. So when I think about the question, did it go down as expected? No, just because the LSV, man, they were a force to be reckoned with, even with what they were up against.
Well, if we're talking about coming back to our desk, I got a little snack, and I couldn't be more excited.
Trying out the HEB snacks on camera.
Yeah, I love. Yeah. I have an HEB right down the street. Actually, during like Snowpocalypse,
Oh God.
there was an HEB within walking distance. Couldn't get in my car. HEB was there for me for the snowstorm.
Okay. Well, it's time for the main event, which is the University of St. Thomas throwing down for the Houston Outlaws and the University of Texas Dallas repping the Dallas Fuel. This is a battle of rookies versus the vets. So, Cree, Tuna, will you tell us just a little bit about both of these titans?
Yeah. So I just sat down with Ghost Council, who's the manager of St. Thomas. And we talked about a lot of cool stuff. So Noctis is going to be the support for St. Thomas. He's going to be a player that we really want to watch today. He's in lo-fi aim. He's on the path to pro. He's super close to trials, and Noctis is nuts on Lucio. So we're going to see a lot of boops from him today. Expect to see a lot of boops. And then so we have also got Hoop, who's a flex support, and Abstract, who's the off tank. So those are a pair from Ohio. So if we get to see some crazy synergy from those two, you'll know why, because they were friends first and then teammates second. So Hoop and Abstract, those are going to be two players to watch today.
Okay. And over on the Dallas side for UT Dallas, we did hear that Stasis is going to be subbing in for Petal, from what I understand, from what we've been told.
Stasis is especially good at McCree. Fun fact, he uses an enormous mouse pad at home. It's absolutely enormous.
I mean, I have one pretty big too.
What do we know about some of these UT Dallas players?
Well, I was going to throw in about what I know about UT Dallas. So the UT Dallas esports team has been kind of around the block. They've been playing in the Overwatch collegiate scene at least since 2019 under the UT Dallas name. They played in the national championship both in 2019 and 2021. But they were knocked out in the round of 16 in 2019, and then in the quarterfinals this year. Last year, I don't think they had the national championship because of COVID, but they did place 5th/6th in the varsity invitational. So
Wow.
they did.
That is an impressive roster.
Yeah. They've been playing with, I think, this iteration of the roster for at least the past 2 years. I think in 2019 they had a slightly different roster. Maybe a couple players have rolled over, but it was. But yeah, I know Petal, which you said was substituted out. Petal actually plays for Dark Mode NA, who happened to recently play up against Malice in Contenders about a month ago.
Oh, wow.
Which is the Contenders team, which Akash, the main tank for St. Thomas, plays for. So I was kind of looking forward to that, like, head-to-head,
Little rivalry
like,
there.
rematch. Like, oh, we just played you guys. Unfortunately, Malice did not win that series, but I believe it did go 2-1. So it was a close series. But speaking of contenders, in Akash, he is the, I believe, the only player on the University St. Thomas that is in contenders right now.
Okay.
It's not to say that none of the others are trying. Like Tunavi had mentioned, Noctis was working his way up, and yeah, hopefully we'll see these players. St. Thomas is a fairly new roster, and I do not have any collegiate information on them, so they're a team that you want to look forward to coming in the next couple seasons. So.
All right. And with that, it's time to get into our final game in the huge Battle for Texas week. The University of St. Thomas for the Outlaws Nation versus the University of Texas, Dallas for the Fuel. This is, of course, brought to you by the Houston Outlaws and HEB, and it is time to send this party over to Chef Billy and Bull Skunk in the Caster's Corner.
Thank you very much, Dusk. We are here with our second match of the day, heading into our collegiate matchup. University of St. Thomas taking on University of Texas at Dallas. My name's Jeff. This is Billy. Billy, we had a very entertaining first match with our community teams, but now we're getting into the collegiate stuff. Now we're getting to the hyper-competitive players, and I cannot wait to see these two teams face off.
Yeah, I mean, Akash has been tearing up contenders for over a year now. The large Indian man from Chicago area, one of my favorite personalities in the contender scene, really, came to this team and is really looking forward to making an impact with them. What I'm really looking forward to is Noctis. Noctis has played on some very high-level teams throughout Trial of Champions, throughout Trials, and contenders themselves, playing for Susanu and Lunaris, and just really one of the better flex supports that we've seen come through the Path to Pro system. So I'm absolutely in love with this team. We had a chance to talk to them yesterday as well, Jeff, and whoo, boy, the adrenaline and the bravado that came from this team. They are ready to take down UT Dallas. Dallas bringing in Petal, one of our favorite players. I know, especially with the ability on the hit scan players, heroes. Petal has shown so much work through the contender system. So Akash and Abstract are really going to have their heads on a swivel dealing with Petal. But Petal, has the rest of the University of Dallas, Texas Dallas, that are going to be able to, stand up to them. They have been in this collegiate system for a while. They were quarterfinalists for the Overwatch Collegiate Championships. And I tell you what, that's no small feat. They actually took, I think it was 5th in that tournament. So we shall see what we shall see from them. The synergy obviously is going to be a little bit more in favor of the UT Dallas team. But, these players have been scrimming together from University of St. Thomas. I think that they have, on paper, a better chance of taking down this UT Dallas team, especially if Akash gets going early. The momentum that you see when Akash is feeling it, oh, word. It's on, and Monkey is back in business here in our meta, so we all know what the large Indian man can do on the Winston. So this is going to be a very challenging 1-3 battle between these two universities.
And you were talking about favorite players. I mean, Akash has to be one of mine. I mean, just so much personality, so much charisma, and so much skill and raw talent to boot. Akash is an absolute powerhouse of a player. And then going back to Noctis. Noctis is the leader. Noctis, we were asking, who leads the who leads the charge in? I mean, who's taking control of the comms? I mean, it was unanimous. I mean, no hesitation. Noctis is the brain behind the squad as far as in game. I mean, not referring to coaching, mind you. I mean, much respect to the coaches, but as far as in game leadership, Noctis is the one who's going to be making the calls, making the adjustments. And this team, one thing in our interviews and talking to this team, hyper competitive, Billy. Like, they are all here to compete, and they are looking forward to competing. They are driven, they are motivated by growth and improvement, and really looking for a home to call their own. One of the things that they really liked about UST is having a place where they could really plant some roots and grow together as a squad.
And a lot of it had to do with, open division teams and, sometimes trials teams, they come through for a cycle, then they disband, and they come through for a cycle, then they disband. It's just the nature of contenders. But what they're looking for is a sense of team. That's what the biggest, outlier across all the comments that everybody said. They felt like they were home playing for University of St. Thomas. So, the sense of team, building together, staying together, I tell you what, that's a recipe for success, because you see that these teams and these orgs that are throughout the ecosystem, collegiately or in the path to pro system, the teams that stay together and ride out the tough times, these are the teams that get better. And I tell you what, Akash, this is a great addition for St. Thomas. So I'm looking for Abstract once again, coming out of Ohio. Social boy of the team, likes to get out there and talk to people and, get themselves known. But, I wish that we could bring the title track that they said that they wanted to come out their walkout music, something from NBA YoungBoy. I think that would get DMCA'd, but I'm hearing it in my head. I'm hearing it in my head.
Yes, indeed. We just got some word down the pipe. It sounds like Jake, the one and only big brain from Houston Outlaws, their player coach, is giving a pep talk right now to the players from UST, giving them the motivation they need and perhaps a little insight to boot to really take it to UTD coming in. So we'll see. I think that's pretty exciting. I mean, how awesome is that as a collegiate player to have an Overwatch League player and coach and a legend that is Jay? I mean, from Team USA coming in and giving your team the pep talk. That's got to be a big boon, Billy. That's got to be a boon.
I mean, can we get one too? No. But I mean, this has got to be the experience of a lifetime. But we'll talk about what we know of these teams. I tell you what, I'm looking at the meta right now. I mean, double bubble could be what University of St. Thomas comes out, especially with how gifted Akash is on this here. We talked to him the other day, and parents didn't like him being a video game nerd. Actually took away the PC, and he said that he goofed them out by saying that he needed a computer for schoolwork and homework, and they gave it to him. And instead of doing homework, he was playing Overwatch and playing other games as well. So, with the benefits, we get to reap the benefits of that little chicanery coming out from Akash. But I tell you what, dedication, my friend. It's dedication. It's dedication, and I'm here for it.
But on the other side, I mean, UTD are not going to be easy opponents to take down. I mean, speaking of coaching, they've received coaching from Tickety, who's formerly of the Dallas Fuel. So they're going to be a strong team in their own right. Like you already mentioned, they took 4th place in the collegiate championship. And this is a squad headed by Louis on the front line that, I mean, they're very brawl-centric, they're very fast-paced, and they're going to be looking to take control of these fights. So, I mean, this is going to be an outstanding match. And I mean, I think it's kind of a coin toss right now. The synergy from UTD, I think, might be a little stronger, but these UST players, they are hungry. They are absolutely hungry, and they have the drive to take this victory today.
Well, let's see. I mean, if they were the double bubble on top of a brawl-centric team. So, you were talking to Fahrenheit 214, and we get a chance to look at the members of UST. There is our large Indian man. There's the flex coming out. Yes! Let's go. Let's go, UST. They're feeling it. They're all for it. Oh, Lord. There's the up the ante right there. coming
Hashtag
out
up
from
the
the
ante
players.
in chat.
Yes.
Absolutely. That's what I like to see. I like to see some flexing going on here at the Outlaws headquarters. Oh, man, that is awesome. That is fantastic. Like I said, they've got the drive. They are ready to win, Billy. They are ready to win.
They have got the drive. They've also got the bravado to back it up. They are not backing down from anything that the Comets are going to bring them.
No.
So, I mean, the Celts, they are ready to up the ante, and that is exactly what they are going to do. Go Celts, St. Thomas, Comets. You're going to need to have your head on the swivel right now, because I am assured that there is going to be some serious damage coming your way here very shortly as soon as we get into the maps.
And this is going to be a 1-to-3 series. Once again, a fixed map pool. We are going to start off on Oasis for our control map. We're going to see Hanamura, Hollywood, and if we need it, Watch Point Gibraltar from there. So similar to the map pool we saw in the first one, there's not any loser pick. There's no advantage, if we're getting to choose your own map. We've got a fixed pool here. Our teams know where they're going, and we're building the hype. This one is going to be absolute fire. University of St. Thomas versus University of Texas Dallas. The Celts versus the Comets. I'm ready to get it on, Billy. I'm ready to get it on. You can see our players are ready, too.
They're absolutely ready, and they've got to get revenge now. They've got to bring one home for H-Town, because they did lose the first series of the day, 2-4, stacking the roster a little bit. But still, they won it 2-0, and now it's time for the Celts to come out here and slap the Comets around and get themselves the dub on the table. And I mean, we're going to be going into the lobby here very shortly, but I'm telling you what, Dan Twist had a really charming story that we were talking with him when we were getting to know this team. And it's going to be a freshman, even though they're 21 years old and, or 20 years old. I mean, 2-year gap between graduation and starting their first semester in person at the University of St. Thomas. So, he's had time to play. He's had time to build the craft here of this of his hero pool. And I mean, season 1, season 2, he played it out of beta, got GM real quick, and found that he was pretty good at the game. Then took a break and came back to it. And we heard that a lot as well from a lot of these players from the University of St. Thomas, the pressure to perform and the ecosystem that came out from the Path to Pro system. Sometimes, like we said, teams come and go, organizations come and go, and, they just wanted that stability. So that's why they came here. That's why they're here at the University of St. Thomas, because they want to build something that's going to last. They're going to build the foundation. Looking at the esports program, they're absolutely thrilled with it. I had a chance to check it out on Twitter, and I'm very impressed with what they bring to the table. So do we see this interpreted on the screen and get themselves even here in the Battle for Texas? Then we'll let the big boys up in the Overwatch League settle the score once and for all. I'm definitely leaning towards the University of St. Thomas just because of Kosh is there. So my prediction here, 3-1. I think it's going to go 3-1 in favor of St. Thomas. I think that they might actually lose the control map, but then it's a 3-0 sweep after that.
Okay. I like it. I mean, it's a new squad. I think that's one thing that is worth mentioning. This is a brand new squad. You've got to kind of find that synergy, find their rhythm. But you know what? UTD haven't played since that collegiate championship that we were talking about. So they've been on a bit of a break. They're going to be a little rusty coming in here. So there's definitely an opportunity for University of St. Thomas to take this victory. I don't know. As far as predictions, I really think it's a coin flip. I think we're going to a map 5. I'll give the edge to USTV just because we talked to them. We know the passion that is within each of these players. Competing, most of them competing all their life, be it in traditional sports or in some sort of competitive esports. You were talking about Dan Twist. Dan Twist has been basically playing since Apex days. We've got Hoop Dreams in there, who is been playing with Abstract since middle school. Like they've been friends forever, and they've been playing games together and competing together. They have it. I think they've got this, Billy. And I know Outlaws took an L today, but that's they're saving their magic for tomorrow. I have no doubt. But this is going to be the win for the green and black coming in here in our second, we'll say skirmish in the battle for Texas, brought to you by HEB. It feels more like a war, Billy. This feels not so much. It feels like multiple battles and a downright war for Texas. Let's take a look at Oasis. This is a beautiful map. I love the aesthetics of this map, and a map that offers a lot of variety and definitely some room to work with Akash on that Winston. At least everywhere but University. You know, on Gardens and City Center, definitely a lot of room for a Winston to work.
Yeah, I mean, you could theoretically run the Monkey on University. Technically, especially if you're running double bubble, because you got that extra layer of protection there. It depends on what the supports are going to come out there for the two teams, though. But when we were talking to them, and we finally gave them the open mic at the end of our interview phase with them, we asked them what they wanted to do, what their goal was here, and they want to crush the Comets. They had no bones about saying that they wanted to decimate this team. They wanted to 3-0 them, GG them. I mean, they said they were ready to up the ante, and that is exactly what I'm expecting for them to come out here today and really bring it home for H-Town. I've been to Houston once, love the town, love the diversity of the town as well. One of my favorite cities in America. I hope to get a chance to go back there as well. So, I mean, maybe in the cards in the future. Like I said, I will cook for the Outlaws. I will cook for the Outlaws. And no problem, no doubt. I will be there and I will hold myself true to my word. But, we're having a little bit of an issue here in the lobby. But, we're just
building the hype, Billy. We're just building the hype.
We're building the hype.
That's what it's all about. And if you do make a trip to H-Town, you let me know. I will absolutely join you. We'll go explore the town. It'll be a blast. It'll be an absolute blast. Well, hey, it just gives us a moment to highlight some more of our players, because one we haven't mentioned that I'm really curious to see it in action is Ivan. Ivan is the hit scam player for University of St. Thomas. So their one goal in life right now is to go pro. Coming from a highly competitive family, it said everybody in his family is super competitive in traditional sports, played soccer themselves, played goalie, kind of growing up and through, middle school to high school, I believe. I could be, Abstract played a lot of soccer as well. So that's, I might have gotten my wires crossed on that one. But I think Ivan is going to be an absolutely outstanding beast on the hit scan. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can bring to the table.
Ivan was very excitable when we talked to him, and he was definitely had that chest out from New York. Definitely brought some of that East Coast bristle to the club. So we'll see if that's translated onto the screen, because there's about a 200 SR difference between these two teams as far as averages go. Ivan pretty far up there at 4.5K. So the skill is there. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Ivan really show out today here on the hit scans. I want to see their tracer because you and I are both tracer aficionados. You've turned me into a tracer aficionado. I'm glad to hear it. Tanks. But we both agree that Echo is probably the most interesting and most dynamic DPS hero, I think personally.
She may be the most dynamic hero in all of Overwatch. I mean, Echo's a ton of fun to play. Super powerful. Might be a little frustrating to go up against at times, especially if you get somebody who really knows how to use that character. But a lot of fun to play, and definitely super dynamic. No doubts there.
I mean, I'm going to see what Dan Twist brings out as well, because, I mean, they've got listed that they play a lot of Soldier, locking the legs in. They got the Swedish engineer as well. But, I'd like to see a Tracer Echo come out from them, especially with Akash on the Winston that we're expecting to see, right? I mean, imagine the coordinated dive with Tracer going in with Akash, and then you get the sticky bombs on top, and then you can focus down with all of that, and there we go. We're going to start out on City Center, Jeff, and we're looking at University of St. Thomas, looking for the double shield variant right now. Decay Kevster, I love it. That's going to be Ivan there. That's going to be Ivan on the Ash, and the heals. Looking at Moira Lucio once again for University of Texas Dallas. Nuntype and Kinetic showing the BAP and the Lucio. So Looks like they might be running the McFlurry here. Stasis might be teleporting them out and then coming in with a McCree, but that looks like they might stay with it.
Yeah, Stasis is indeed sticking with that Symmetra. Could cause trouble for Dan Twist on this Tracer. As Louis pushes in with that trademark Reinhardt. We're talking about this team being very aggressive. And the May Sim is going to allow them to continue that aggression and then lock it down. They've managed to divide University of St. Thomas. You can see UST have a couple of players left on the objective. But now the Comets are going to push on, look to evict the Celts before the point unlocks or at least gets fully capped. It has given some time for some reinforcements to show up. Dan Twist is trying to put the hurt down, but an early Amp Matrix might just claim this opening control for UTD.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really well-placed and well-gained amplification matrix from Nuntype, but there's an early bomb coming out. There's the Immortality Barrier down. That's going to be lots of damage pouring in there for University of St. Thomas. They might be able to flip this point.
Good play from Blank to ice block to prevent the bomb from going too deep into the back line, then use the wall. But now Blank finds himself back in spawn, courtesy of a pulse bomb from Dan Twist. Sound barrier out. Another Amp Matrix out from Nuntype. That is 2 in 2 fights. Kills go back and forth. Coalescence out, combined with a Gradic Flux, and St. Thomas to flip this thing on its head, Billy.
They absolutely have it. Right now, Stasis is not getting much value out of this Symmetra. They're slowing some players down, but they haven't gotten that first photon barrier up. They're going to be able to push in on it with it for the next fight, though. So, I mean, you've got both DPS ultimates ready to go. You're going to have the self-destruct as well from UT Dallas. Dan Twist swapping over from the Tracer to the Echo. So now, I mean, you've got a ton of just damage, burst down damage coming in from your members of St. Thomas. Look at this, they've got high ground. They're going to make them come to the Celts.
Well, we got to see the Echo and the Tracer, not at the same time, but we did see both players, both of those characters on the battlefield. Teleport up top from UTD, trying to get UST off the high ground. It's going to work. They hammer a Louis, finding a pair and looking for more. Picks up the kill onto Akash, and UTD flip this point right back over.
Yeah, and I mean, just about the same amount of percentage as well. So, I mean, closing in on 50%. For the Comets, you're going to have both the tank ultimates going into this next fight. I like the... Okay, we're going to go rock and roll here, coming out from the Celts. Bob, ready to go as well. I think you need an Ana here. Something to deny this massive amount of support and sustain that's coming in from the Comets. I don't know if the speed is really getting on top of the back line.
Certainly with the tank changes. It's going to be the Shatter out from Louis. Didn't really find much, but is able to push in and pick up a kill. Now, Nuntype is down in the back, so not a whole lot of sustain left for UTD. If St. Thomas and the Celts can push in, find some picks, now's the time. It could whittle down the front line, but look at this. The kite coming through. UTD are just going to back up, allow time for Nuntype to get back into this fight. Yet another Amp Matrix ready to go for the Baptiste. It's actually a sound barrier from Kinetic, keeping him alive and standing until Nuntype can return.
Amplification Matrix and Immortality Barrier. Two things that the Celts don't have that are absolutely destroying them right now. Kind of a weird little pile driver attempt there from Akash. Duplicate is ready, though. Let's see if you go for the Reinhardt here.
Indeed! Dan Twist is going to bring out the Doppelganger German Crusader, pushing in. Doesn't quite land the Fire Strike, but still a couple kills coming through. Just the pressure is enough. You can see UTD kind of getting sandwiched back there, forcing a small area. Perfect pickings for the Coalescence out from Hoop Drapes. And University of St. Thomas with the overtime wick burn and find themselves a fight win.
They're going to have 3 ultimates for this next fight as well. Coming up very close on Ivan's Bob as well. Photon Barrier is going to be able to deny a lot of damage coming in from them, but I think that really the Blizzard is what the Comets need to clean up this first point and take the first point here on City Center. I tell you what, though, Abstract, if you land a big enough Gravitic Flux, you may be able to buy yourself a couple more fights.
And perfectly placed! That is massive! 5 people in the Flux. Gets Photon Barrier and Immortality Field out. But now, UST need to find some kills. Cash dropping the mines, trying to make that happen. Has to avoid those Sim turrets. Don't want to get slowed down. Don't want to get caught in a dangerous spot. Big Omnit Butler taken out by Stasis. And despite the wonderful gravitic flux, no kills as a result. Now, University of St. Thomas have staved off a lot of pressure and have bought a lot of time. There's a 1-for-1 trade in the DPS, 5v5. Left on this objective as Dan Twist approaches yet another duplicate. Sound barrier coming out from UST as Dan Twist finishes off 98. You can see eyes on Louis. Blizzard out though! And Noctis' sound barrier, it just faded. Here comes the duplicate in. That Shatter's not gonna land. Turn around and try to find that kill on the Blank, but it's gonna get taken out of that duplicate form. D-Mech does come through as Dan Twist comes in over the top of the focusing fiend. Helps finish off Blank with a little assistance from Decay Kevster, aka Ivan. Gets the slam kill on to Tinspire, and St. Thomas, they've done it. They've made the comeback happen here on our opening round, and now just have to finish off Louis to claim this first round win.
Oh my goodness, and that was just beautifully kiting for coming out from University of St. Thomas. They were down big, but once the flip came through, their ultimate rotations were just so much better in sync than what you saw come out from the Comets. Akash bringing out the wrecking ball. So the rock and roll composition, you've got that extra mobility that UT Dallas just couldn't keep up with. He was in your back line getting knockbacks and then building up to those mines so fast. We saw 2 sets of mines come out there in the last 20%. Beautiful value coming out from Akash. So, looking at UT Dallas, you might want to think about something with a little bit of CC ability, because Abstract and Dan Twist and Akash right now, they are absolutely feeling it. And we're going to get the Echo Tracer, Jeff. This is what I was waiting for.
Especially in combo with Akash on that wrecking ball. This is a vicious attack squad. They're able to coordinate, and suddenly UTD can find themselves in a lot of trouble and surrounded by 3 members of St. Thomas, all of which you can output some just incredible damage. UTD are just hunkering in the back. They throw up the teleporter. They're going to try to teleport in, get right on top of St. Thomas. They move in, but Dan Twist is right above them. Immortality Field already used from UTD, and their pressure nets them 2 kills as they continue to press the advantage. And they're going to find a third. They do lose Stasis along the way, but their efforts should result in first point cap. There it is, 3 on the board.
Yep, and I just think that they got a little bit too split up there. I think Dan Twist going on the flank behind them. The teleporter in on top of the Celts there was absolutely massive. But I think right now if they can get an opening pick here, I think they flip this point relatively quickly, but that's not going to be the case. Early at Matrix out as well, Jeff.
Yeah, Decay Kevster, Ivan has gone down. So that's a big part of the synergy along with the Wrecking Ball. And you can see St. Thomas just throwing up a shield, kind of waiting this one out a little bit, waiting for some cooldowns, wait for Ivan to get back in the fight.
Yeah, I think right now the Tracer might not be the way to go, especially with those turrets and with the freeze that you see out there coming out. Big pile driver and mines on the point.
Forces UTE down off the high ground. Also gets the Immortality Field out. That can be huge once this duplicate online. 99, there it is. Looking for the Reinhardt again, no doubt. 2 kills already on the board for St. Thomas's. The more invests the Coalescence. Trying to burn through Kinetic Sound Barrier on the other side. Manages to do so. Finds Blank in the process. Pulse Bomb lands onto Louis, and Dan Twist gets to hold on to this dupe.
Oh, man, what a just beautiful sequence of events there. They even pulled out that photon barrier out of Stasis, and Stasis, that the Coalescence doesn't care about your photon barrier. It's going to go ahead and burn through it anyways, and now they have the tools to really hold this point. Sound barrier, biggest ability right now for them, and it looks like we're going to get a compositional shift here. We're going to dive, a Sombra dive at that. So, Akash has obviously angered the members of the Comets here, and they have decided to play sneaky and go with the Mexican hacker to deal with them and not allow that mobility to affect them anymore.
This is a big win for St. Thomas. They're forcing UTD to come off of their comfort compositions. We'll see if they can now fend off this Sombra. Sometimes going to go down, but with the help of Emmanuel Hack, Ivan falls as well. +1 to St. Thomas as the self-destruct is invested. That was from the duplicate Dan Twist. Pair kills here from the captain and leader of UST, Noctis, keeping St. Thomas in control.
That sound barrier was absolutely beneficial to the members of the Celts there. Looking at the swaps coming out from UT Dallas, one fighted, both the DPS about 40%. to their ultimates. Mines are going to be able to block off any kind of real aggression. Once they decide the path that the UT Dallas comps are coming in with, they might not be able to deal with a big bomb over the top.
Oh my, 2 early kills. That's how you want to start a fight if you're UTD. And now St. Thomas just trying to hold on for as long as possible. The 2 biggest stallers out of the fight already. And UTD, they managed to chase off St. Thomas, at least for the meantime.
Yeah, 85% though, so definitely approaching that last fight territory moment. Blake, you know, we've seen the manual hacks get their work done. 75% to the EMP. Kevster, you need to get a big pulse bomb up here and flip this point, otherwise you're going to be tied up here.
Nice move to send Louis back onto the objective. We are approaching quickly final fight territory. Ivan drops the pulse bomb onto a manual hack target, or gets manually hacked, and his 2 kills as a result. That was Abstract getting hacked up, and half of St. Thomas are already back in spawn. UTD have set themselves up nicely to send us to a 3rd and final map on University.
Yeah, Cautious getting there, spin to win, try to get something out of this. Of hacked up, there's the immediate just win condition put on display there. Hacking down Akash in this Wrecking Ball. That is just GG's go next.
Yeah, I mean, Blank's still holding on EMP. I anticipate it's just going to be a celebratory EMP after the end. This has just been about 30 seconds of cleanup. As of course, UST aren't going to give up. The Celts never give up. They're going to keep fighting until the very last breath. EMP does eventually come through and close it out. We're headed to our 3rd sub map. We're tied up 1-1 here in our opening map of our 2nd series.
Oh, absolutely.
I said map a lot there. I'm sorry. I said maps so many times. That's crazy. That was crazy.
I mean, what we got to see here? I mean, look at this. Just the beautiful
speaking of crazy,
of the bomb, right? Yeah, a little bit of a boop there from Dan Twist. Get pushed into that bomb, and Stasis really showing up nicely with these machine pistols. I tell you what, that's a decent amount of work coming out from them. But as we head to University, I'm definitely expecting a little bit more brawl-centric coming out from both teams. Dan Twist showing us the Torbjorn. Oh, my Lord, it could be coming out. Ivan showing us the Doomfist as well. So lots of disruption going in for the backline of UT Dallas. You just need to hold on to your hats here.
And they're going to use the double main tank setup to try to protect the backline alongside Dan Twist and that Torbjorn. See if Ivan can find those early picks, so crucial to making the Doomfist work. UTD have rotated through hallway's side. UST are just sitting waiting for him, and there it is. Early pick coming through from Dan Twist. The Torb finding that value. Tinspire trying to go in deep, put pressure in on Ivan, and Akash has fallen on the front line. Ivan does trade their life for another, but it's a +1 to UTD as they drop the Amp Matrix over the objective. And that should net it to him now. In the meantime, St. Thomas have managed to capture the point and build a little bit of percentage, but UTD are about to steal it right back.
They are about to steal it right back, and I tell you what, this Symmetra right now is absolutely shredding. Not only to mention that Nun Type is getting these Amp Matrices up so quickly. There's no way for the Celts to really process the damage coming in. They got to get out of LOS in that moment. So we saw Malice and Contenders run the double main, and I think that Akash brings this to the table here for the University of St. Thomas. So we'll see if they can get the work done with it.
I feel like UTD have been focusing down Noctis as well, and it's put them behind in this sound barrier, and Blanket's coming up on that Blizzard. There's a shatter out from Akash to start things off. Coalescence as well from St. Thomas as they look to engage. Blizzard does come through, and that's going to freeze up Akash. Akash sent back to spawn. Courtesy of Stasis with that final blow. Hoop Dream's in a lot of trouble, and that's a nice sickle to the dome. Now main tank and primary source of healing gone. Doesn't matter for Ivan. Ivan still manages to pick up 2 on the Doom. Almost got a 3rd, landing a big right hook. Drops the meteor strike in. Noctis is going to go ahead and invest that sound barrier. Counter stun coming through onto the main tank, and Ivan will eventually go down, but it took 2 tanks to make it happen. And the reinforcements able to pull through and make sure that sacrifice was not in vain.
I mean, they're doing everything they can right now. They hold them for as long as they can. Akash getting the joy there, and there's the flip there. So 40% difference in capture progress for St. Thomas and Dallas. You've got the Amp Matrix once again But this time, Abstract has Supercharger, and they're going to get aggressive with it.
Yep, dropping that very early. Blank landing those icicles once again. Here comes the counter punch. UTD, they're going to drop the Amagers on the left side, send Blank around the far right, deal with the bongos of death. Push in onto the point with a little bit of speed, throw the wall up, and they've got Abstract in a dangerous spot. The Cash has that Shatter online, but the Molten Core from Dan Twist, that's the difference maker. Oh my goodness, I was watching the main tank, so was UTD, and Dan Twist comes in with a sneaky Molten Core to burn him down.
Oh man, what a fight win for them there. That is exactly the value you want to get out of that ultimate from Torbjorn. And now Shatter ready to go. Stasis has been forced off the Symmetra, bringing out the Edgelord. So you're looking to burn down both Abstract and Akash at the same time. Kevster's going to have a very beneficial rocket or meteor strike coming up. Big wall coming up from the Mei.
Unleash drops in and flattens Stasis to a pulp. Punches Nun type right in the jaw. That's a knockout blow onto UTD, at least for this engagement, potentially on this map.
I mean, Sound Barrier can keep you up through this next fight as well. Kinetic has one as well. Are they going to be able to touch? That's the real question. Stasis swapping over to the Tracer to get that touch. What a strike!
Gets killed!
What a strike!
What a fire strike! Stasis cannot initiate the overtime. UST start off with a 1-0 lead.
Oh, UST bringing it out the gate. Hello. Ooh. That was filthy work coming out from them. And I tell you what, that double main with the Torbjorn. The turret getting lots of value there, building up that ultimate charge for Dan Twist on the Swedish hero. I tell you what, that's some serious work coming out from them. And that's what I was expecting. I was expecting them to get aggressive. That bongo that we saw come out halfway to the Comet spawn, yeah, that's the team that we heard in our ears in our interview phase with the members of the Celts. Nah, they're ready to fight. They're ready to fight. And I mean, look at this. Just the work coming out from Dan Twist, the Tracer is beautiful, but Blank is an absolute assassin with those icicles. We saw so many, early neutral fight picks coming from Blank for the Comets. I got to tell you, Hoop Dreams has a very serviceable Moira. Let me tell you what.
This DPS matchup, though, this has been absolutely outstanding. Dan Twist with a big brain pick onto the Torbjorn. We're gonna throw to a little bit of a break. I mean, I need to catch my breath after. Okay, never mind. Getting word down the pipe that we are gonna hold off on that. As we take a look, a cash on the wrecking ball, another smart swap. These have been just big brain swaps coming through from UST from both sides, and I'm telling you. When they forced the swaps to come through, when they forced UTD off of the brawl, you knew that St. Thomas were starting to get in their heads a little bit, Billy.
Well, we were talking about members of Fahrenheit 2, or I'm sorry, members of the Comets, and, they like this rush. They like this brawl, going in fast, going in hot and heavy. But sometimes if they get a little bit outside of their comfort zone, they do something which is called a second tempo. And they're looking for pulling the cooldowns out of their opponents and then going in again with the same style of rush. So, it's been back and forth. I mean, this is some very high-level Overwatch that we're seeing right now, and the work that's coming out from both these teams, just a little bit more precise coming out from the Celts. So they take the 1-0 lead here in our first to three. This is, a third of the way through to getting revenge for the Lone Star Vanguard and really setting us up for the ultimate settler here in the battle for Texas, as we'll see the Dallas Fuel and Houston Outlaws battle each other out tomorrow.
UST down in Houston looking to do the green and black proud up against the blue and blue? The Fuel have such a weird color scheme. I don't know. We'll see if they can keep the momentum going. 1-0 lead to UST. When we come back, we are headed to Hanamura. Yeah, we'll see you on the other side of this break.
The Battle for Texas is brought to you in part by HEB, the official grocery store and food delivery service of the Houston Outlaws. Want to eat like an outlaw? Visit HEB.com today.
Join the Houston Outlaws BAM squad and access the Outlaws like never before.
When you're an outlaw, you don't have a lot of time to look for quick and easy, healthy food options. And when you're in the middle of gaming, there's only one real solution.
HEB.
HEB Curbside. Jake places his order on the HEB app and then heads to HEB. He texts HEB to let them know he's arrived. And bam, his order is delivered to his car in no time. Contact-free. It's that simple. Now Jake and Dante have a full stock of grub and are back online gaming with their teammates. HEB Curbside, making it easy for Jake and Dante to be Houston Outlaws.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
I need more energy from you.
Yeah.
Okay, we're making some queso today. I don't know, it should be a good one. What is your favorite food that your mom make?
Just meat.
Meat?
Yeah.
Any meat?
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy's a big meat eater.
University of St. Thomas coming out with some big swaps and forcing UTD to adapt, and they just seemed in control every step of the way, taking our opening map on Oasis in the 1-0 lead in our series. Next up, ready to Hanamura, Billy.
Dan Twist was a breath of fresh air for me. The Torbjorn, the Echo, absolutely gives me the shivers how good that was, and Akash showing up big once again. So, what do the Comets have in the old backpack to bring out here against the Celts? They're going to have to bring themselves here to Hanamura and decide if they're ready to choose violence or if they're going to go down 0-2 here in our series. You know, the Celts are looking for the revenge over their Lone Star Vanguard brethren. They lost the first show match. This is our second show match. Are they going to be able to take it the win here? I predicted 3-1 for this matchup, and so far, kind of going according to my personal script. But Hanamura brings its own challenges. This is a fixed map set that was determined beforehand. So, Echo can work here once again. You can run the Tracer as well. Torbjorn in defense is also not a bad idea. You just got to make sure that you take care of that turret and let it do its work. So, Comets, they're going to have to be able to adapt and overcome what happened to them on Oasis. We've seen the adaptability for both these teams, Jeff, and it has been nothing less than spectacular and breathtaking at moments. I just think that there's just a little bit more adaptability that came out from the Celts, and you love to see it.
Absolutely love to see it. I mean, some wonderful swaps that really gave him the edge necessary. I mean, just big brain plays. Not just leading the charge, that in-game leader, like I was talking about at the top of the broadcast, making those calls, making those necessary adjustments. And they're going to start us off on the attack. University of St. Thomas will give them 40 seconds to decide exactly what they want to roll out with. In the intro, let's take a look at the defense. Looks like a little double bubble coming out here, Billy.
Oh, a little double bubble, a little bit of damage boost, and Viper shots coming out too, with Kinetic going over to the Mercy. So you're looking at 195 DPS coming out from a headshot from that damage boost. It doesn't completely take down a hero, but it does put them on death's door. Blank is going to be looking to land those sticky bombs and get a lot of that burst damage down onto not only the shielding, but also the members of the Celts. So we're going to have a Echo battle here. Looks like we're going to have a Ash battle as well. Ivan is not going to have that damage boost, though, so we'll see what they can get out of this.
Yeah, it's going to put them at a disadvantage in that head-to-head duel. So I'm curious if Ivan wants to try to take that duel, wants to battle against Stasis directly, or perhaps just look for some, thick dynamites going in. Throw some chunky TNT into the mix, build up that bomb as quick as possible, perhaps get that 7th man into the back line.
Ivan's trying to do the same thing and already has landed a headshot coming out the gate, already 7% towards Bob. So, I'm looking at the double shield. We're looking at Akash on the Orisa and Abstract with the Dutch hero. The shielding's already gone out. So, with the nerf to the deploying time of the experimental barrier, that's what we're looking for, is how are they going to manage shield health. There's the flex again. There's the anti-up coming up from the members of St. Thomas. Yes, we hear you, we see you, we love you, my friends. Hope you're enjoying your time in Outlaws HQ, and we're looking at it. Yeah,
that's a flex. That's a flex, right, Billy. They are.
We're looking at Ivan there on the left side of your top left of your screen. That is Ivan. That is the DPS DK Kevster. He was flexing yesterday on the on our interview time, and now they've got to work how to get through this choke.
Louis just sitting back behind the door, waiting for Akash and Abstract to try to push through the choke. They're taking it slow. St. Thomas waiting for those cooldowns to come back, and a little poke in from Ivan and Dantwist on this Echo. Trying to push in. Akash might have bit off a little more he can chew. Was getting some shots down onto Louis. The blank came in over the top, sent him back through to the other side of the spawn. Or the other side of the choke, rather. Now the shields are out. This has got to be their moment to attack. Dynamite whiffs there from Stasis. Not even get that follow-up shot. And St. Thomas, they're just playing this very slow build, just building up those ultimates. I think they're waiting on this coalescence to push in, or a good opening pick. We just saw Ivan get there. Louis receives a nano boost. He's going to take matters into their own hands. The rest comes through onto the back line. That gave room for Ivan to get that kill onto Blank, since the Mercy Pocket was not there. Louis' Primal, as well as that nano boost, was going to run out, and they're forced to retreat. Big Bionade over the top, and St. Thomas suffer a couple casualties at the hands of Stasis. 3, as a matter of fact.
This is not
they
a
still
lost
invest
fight
the supercharger. Yeah.
Right. This is not a lost fight. They can actually continue to press in here. Stasis getting pressured down, and right now, they're getting progress put towards that capture of the first point. I think you throw yourself off the side here. You don't want to run into the supercharger coming out, but they've got to take care of it. But look at the shots coming from him again.
Yeah, Ivan absolutely putting on a show on this hit scan. Is what I was hoping to see. One of those will get rezzed up, and Ivan has fallen 6. Bob out from the defense as Louis comes over the top of the big pile. Drive is able to finish off Hoop Dreams. Does give their life over in the process. Ooh. Huge Bionade once again. None type. It's the second one of those that they've landed on this defense as Blank pulls up the duplicate. Zarya throwing in the grab there from UTD, but there's nobody left to follow up on it. Blank. Oh, man. Gets hit by the Flux as well as some primary fire from Dantwist. And 2 ticks have already been gained by St. Thomas.
Oh my word, and that's going to be all of it right there. And now it's a race to jump off the map. You've got to get off the map here. You can't stay and fight in this last minute. Yeah, there's the kills coming through. There's the self-harms going through and getting out of the way. So now they can just go ahead and reset here. Spawn advantage, obviously, in their favor. Akash almost has another supercharger, Jeff.
And, they want to make sure they get those 3-second respawns. Get back into the fight on this defense as quick as possible. Because, like you say, there's going to be 50% extra damage coming through, courtesy of Akash and that ultimate. St. Thomas looking to move up the high ground. See if they can take full advantage with that advantageous position. Another huge bio. The Nun type has been on point with these, although UTD not able to follow up. Here comes the nano boost on to Louis, who's just going to look to try to burn down the bomb that Ivan had thrown onto the objective. Supercharger is now out from the high ground, and St. Thomas have managed to move on to the point, work all the way around, avoid the mines, and find some kills along the way, Billy. They're about to get some more progress coming through. Supercharger out, as the sound barrier out, finds 3, and the kills are lighting up the feed.
Oh, I mean, this could be all it right here. I mean, Louis coming in just for touch. Nothing on board for that. There he goes down. Stasis is going to have to try and get this bomb up very quickly. Duplicate comes out from blank, 43% to that. Wow, this is a big work coming in from them.
Only need just over 22%. St. Thomas are finding the kills. Now they do lose one. Tinspire's able to pick up another one as well. Dantus with the duplicate finds the headshot onto Stasis. Coalescence out from the attacking St. Thomas as well. Critic Flux comes in. I don't think that would quite... No, it got kinetic. That's a big one indeed, as a matter of fact. And it's going to be enough to net them to cap with a healthy time bank.
I tell you what, that duplicate of Dan Twist on to the Ash. The headshot, the dynamite, huge, gets Bob up into the interim. And I tell you what, the cleanup, the focus fire, Noctis once again showing the captaining skills and leading the team to the promised land. 246, that is a healthy time bank for them. They are looking nice and snug there as they come into their defense. And let me tell you what, Hoop Dreams, we talked to them yesterday. Very dynamic player, very outspoken player. And I tell you what, the work that was just getting done on that Moira, the Coalescence, is keeping up the members of the Celts. They were just able to do so much. Nun type, just a sneaky Ana. And I just got so much work done. I tell you what, this has been a treat going into this Hanamura phase, and we'll see what'll happen here on our defense. University of Thomas coming out with the Monkey and the Roadhog tank line. We're going to see Ivan go back over to the Tracer. Dan Twist is going to stay with this Echo, and I don't see any reason why they would want to swap off of that. Hoop Dream's going to bring out their own Ana this time, so you're looking for the Nano Boost onto Akash to keep him healthy, keep him nice and sturdy. Noctis will be available for those reses. Also, damage boosted sticky bombs into what they're running. They're going to have to watch out for Tinspire on the Diva, though, to eat those.
UTD are going to try to counter this with some symmetric strats, going back to the tried and true trusty Reinhardt there for Louis. And you can see they've already positioned themselves up onto this back left-hand corner, and they're now moving on to the objective. St. Thomas trying to surround them. Akash getting a lot of cleave in there already, 3/4 of the way to that Primal Rage, and that could be just a ticket, especially with Louis going down. Main tank off the battlefield for UTD, though the trade comes through, and Akash is gone as well. It's going to be up to the DPS to see who can frag this out. Abstract gets frozen, and Blake is able... pick up one. Akash gets res back up. 95, 99. There's the Primal Rage. Ant Matrix out, but Akash is just going to knock them all out from behind it. No value gain from that Ant Matrix. Does eventually get frozen up, and Nun Type finds the kill. I might have spoke too soon, as Nun Type is able to take down that 1,000 health pool on the Primaling Winston. Nanto is trying to hold on here for as long as possible with a duplicate Devo, but clear advantage to UTD on point A. Cap is inevitable.
Yeah, Cap is inevitable, and there it is. And now it's just about getting out, and Stasis just burns down with that microwave beam at level 3. A very, very squishy Tracer's not going to last very long. They've got to make some fundamental changes here. 5.5 minutes to really push into point B here. You've got Blizzard and Bomb ready to go. This is going to be a very difficult point to hold here for St. Thomas. They do have the spawn advantage, of course, but I think right now it's in the support department. Noctis is going to have to get this Valkyrie out, do what they can, and I think they're going to have to swap over to a Baptiste or a Lucio to match what's coming out from the Comets.
Good news for UST is pretty much their entire composition hyper-mobile, or at least has escape cooldowns to avoid the bomb, to avoid the Blizzard coming out. As you can see, they do right there. Unfortunately, they can't avoid the damage from Stasis and the Reinhardt. That pick onto Stasis is huge. Any kill by the defense just whittles away at the chances of UTD being able to cap. They are going to find that kill. UTD onto the Diva. Louis picks up 2, as a matter of fact. And they have managed to weather the storm, but battered and broken. UTD just trying to get as much percentage as they can, because that respawn advantage is about to come at them with a ferocity.
Oh, it's definitely come out with ferocity, and now we see Abstract on the Reinhardt, so now we're going to match the Reinhardt. Shatter out! Does pick up a Kosh. Oh my word, the tether was there to keep him up.
The Nano saves a Kosh, who is now trying to get aggressive to the back line. Primal Rage ready to go. Start battering people around. Has the Sim caught in that tiny room, but they've lost 2 in the process. Able to find that kill out of the Sim, but it's Abstract falling on the Reinhardt. Sound barrier now out for UTD to try to close out this fight. 4 players strong on this objective. Oh, Nuntype with the final blow with a little initial damage from Blank. Takes Dantwist out of the fight. Lands the stick. Oh my! Hoop Dreams goes down in a blaze of glory. And now Blank looking to continue the damage, but there was a bomb waiting for him. And UTD starting to peter out here.
I mean, they threw everything, plus the kitchen sink, at the Celts, and the Celts bent, but they never broke. The swaps that came out were absolutely massive, and I got to give a massive gold star to Hoop Dreams for landing through all that chaos. The Nano onto a Kosh to let him go primal, let him go absolutely ham, got the value out of it, and now it's back to the drawing board, and now with no ultimates online for Comets, I mean, you do have the App Matrix coming up, so you can deal with that in your own way. I still think, we're looking at Noctis now just giving Ivan so much extra value with that damage boost. This might be the turn that UC Thomas is looking for.
That App Matrix used immediately from Nuntype to try to put some pressure up onto that high ground. Nuntype taking a lot of damage, has to back out. As UTD try to rotate around that far left side, they're going to pick up that kill on a Noctis, who was so close to that Valk. Abstract Shatter, not finding quite what they were looking for. Sleep temporary slowing down Louis as they push in. Wall's got Abstract caught in a corner. Immortality Field used to try to bolster UTD's attack, and it's going to work. Louis going to fly 2 with the Shatter, but here comes another bomb! Ivan pulls out yet another big Omnic Butler, buys time for that res to come through, and Abstract is right back into this fight. UST still a man down in this engagement. They've managed to hold UTD onto the outskirts.
Oh my goodness, and Akash is playing Diva. Of all things, we would never expect to see the large Indian man playing the Diva, but there we are. They got self-destruct online. I mean, this is going to be a nice little push here coming through for UT Dallas, though. They've gone over to the McFlurry comp, and now they're going to have some CC to deal with these players coming in. Another App Matrix.
Nuntype seems to have these on cooldown. Self-destruct going up. Immortality Field forced out. Nuntype opted to not get behind the shield, but use that 25-second cooldown instead. Now, good news for there's not a whole lot of ults on live. It still could come back to bite as UT makes the rotation down to the back of the objective. Both Reinhardts fall immediately. That means nothing to block stasis. Everybody from UST able to LOS that Deadeye. But the flashbang comes through, the follow-up shot takes the Diva out of the fight. Self-destruct on the point from UTD means that they've got free cap room all the way up to 100%. But they have less than half the time that was put up by their opposition.
Yeah, that's a definite disadvantage for them. It's going to be about 3 pushes, maybe, depending on what kind of compositions they come out with. If they come out with the Symmetra strat once again, as they'll attack first, they can get some purchase onto the point and start to brawl it out from there. So the defense for University of St. Thomas, this is where the adaptations could come into bear for them. I tell you what, Stasis was just getting so much value with this microwave beam, but Akash showing the class once again on the monkey. So much good work coming out from them, and this has been a very entertaining map of Hanamura, that stick was not easy. That was a flick of that pulse bomb and just absolutely got all the value they needed out of it. Stasis showing a pretty good McCree as well, Jeff. So, yeah, here comes the changes. We're going to keep the Rhine Diva. We're going to see Akash go to the main tank, though, which is his normal role. But what we're looking at right now is Dan Twist on the Reaper. And we're seeing the one-punch potential of Ivan on this Doomfist. You're going to have escapability. The turrets may slow down this Doomfist player, as well as the cryo cannon coming out from Blank. So Symmetra Strat definitely online here. They're going to have the immortality barrier to keep them up through these fights as well.
I will say Abstract did not do a bad job at all keeping Louis at bay. Louis is a strong Reinhardt player, and Abstract, young gamer from Ohio, was able to hold their own as both Reinhardts are off the battlefield here immediately. But there's Stasis with that microwave beam you were talking about. Again, trades 4v4 left on the point. Dan Twist is going to tilt that balance in UST's favor and chase out the remaining members of the attackers with 35 seconds on the clock.
Yep, and I think this might be time for them to swap. I think that you need to get some speed. I don't know if you have time to really set up properly a Symmetra strat here. Yeah, we're going to see the Junkrat come out from Blank, so you're going to maybe try to go through a high window there next to Dojo and see if you can get up. But we'll see what they can do. Nice aerial look here from our observers. Thank you so much once again to them for being here and give us the beautiful pictures that you're seeing on your screen today. But they do find purchase on the point. Stasis almost has that photon barrier ready to go, Jeff.
And with that Junkrat, it means that Dan Twist and Ivan just can't get in and have free reign. They've always got to worry about that spam damage. As University of St. Thomas is kind of force UTD onto the outside. Coalescence covering the objective. And Louis is going to fall at the hands of those Hellfire shotguns. Self-destruct coming out, but everybody is safely behind Akash's shield. Abstract rolling one of their own. Sound barrier used from Kinetic, trying to keep them in the fight, but cannot escape. The self-destruct knocks them off the side. Blank unleashes the tire, trying to bring things back, but Noctis right there with the sound barrier. And that shielding will not be broken, and neither will the will of St. Thomas.
Oh, but they do give up 42%. So, there is not going to be a tie here. That's the first thing we can extrapolate from this. Second thing, you know, they've got almost 3 minutes to be able to take basically half the point. So, they're going to be able to pick and choose when they want to take these fights. The Celts are in a pretty strong position here, and we see them hamming the camera once again. So, I mean, 2 minutes, 46 seconds, Jeff. This is a... Whew. I think that Comets might be up against it here, depending on what kind of composition they bring out on their defense. You know, it looks like they're going to bring out Reaper Torbjorn as their DPS options. Going to keep the Ryan Diva, and yeah, you're going to try and build up to a fast coalescence here for the Comets. They're going to have the speed to be able to get around as well with the Lucio. But man, 20 seconds left to decide what we're going to see coming out from the Celts. Looks like they might be eyeballing a Symmetra strat of their own, and that's something that they have not shown to the Comets. So the Comets might be caught a little unawares with this.
Quite possibly. It's, you know, like you save those strategies for last. Now they're going to be running into that Torb Reaper. So Reaper can just stand there and put out a ton of damage to the people that emerge from the teleporter. Let's see how they use it. They're going to go straight to point with it. Nothing fancy. Just right on to the objective. Put up those turrets and try to claim that 43% that they need to put themselves on match point. UST holding behind the backside of the bell. Nicely clustered up, and they're able to find that kill onto Stasis to start things off. This should open things up here for Ivan, but Ivan gets booped off. No, teleports back on. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for Abstract and Dan Twist. 4v4 left on this point. Blank already 80% towards that Molten Core that could absolutely stymie this assault. Coalescence used from St. Thomas to try to gain some percentage, try to gain some precious ground on this objective. But here comes the hot lava. But Blank gets taken out, as does Nuntide, at the hands of Abstract on this wrecking ball. And now it is just up to Louis to try to stall for as long as possible. Alongside, I believe that's Kinetic on the outside. Kinetic facing a lot of pressure and eventually gets hammered down by Akash.
Oh my goodness, that should do it right there. That should be done and dusted from them. That is a 2-0 lead here to University of St. Thomas, and I tell you what, Ivan there, massive 9,000 IQ. Yeah, go around saying, did you see that teleport? I was dead. But no, the teleport saves the life, gets back in there, and absolutely decimates the members of the Comets. And that is a 2-0 lead to the hometown boys. H-Town represent. I see you, Ivan. I see you. And yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they needed. They had the time, they had the energy, and they never gave up real control of the point. Even with that massive suicide pin out from Louis, still were able to maintain throughout all of it, and that's seriously good work. And that's 2-0 up for the members of the Celts.
That's hashtag up the ante in chat for the University of St. Thomas right there. You can see they were all smiles and high fives, and understandably so. I mean, they were hyped going into this, Billy. Now sitting on match point against such a strong team as UTD. I mean, this is great news for this brand new squad indeed. I mean, this could be a rivalry in the making heading into our next season of collegiate matches.
I mean, it's all to play for. It's all to play for. And this could set up, like you said, one of these in-state rivalries. Those are the best. I love in-state rivalries, and I love the passion that's being shown by the members of UT St. Thomas. So, I mean, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is what we live for. Great competition between these two teams. I mean, they've upped the ante. Now, are we going to see them match it, or are they going to fold here on our third map?
I mean, I think the Otis is on UTD to try to come back in and really show us something different. Really try to shake up the pace, because right now this has been all St. Thomas. But when we come back, it'll be Hollywood. We'll see you on the other side.
In part by HEB, the official grocery store and food delivery service of the Houston Outlaws. Want to eat like an outlaw? Visit HEB.com today.
When you're an outlaw, you don't have a lot of time to look for quick and easy, healthy food options. And when you're in the middle of gaming, there's only one real solution. HEB. HEB Curbside. Jake places his order on the HEB app and then heads to HEB. He texts HEB to let them know he's arrived. And bam, his order is delivered to his car in no time. Contact free. It's that simple. Now Jake and Dante have a full stock of grub and are back online gaming with their teammates. HEB Curbside, making it easy for Jake and Dante to be Houston Outlaws.
You see this new photo walkroom zone?
Yeah, I saw them put it in the other day.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick, actually. Everyone looks cool.
Oh, okay.
I hate these guys, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know how they even got in here, but okay. I guess we're still in middle school. These guys are still, I'm still in their head.
Join the Houston Outlaws BAM squad and access the Outlaws like never before.
UST, University of St. Thomas, have come out absolutely swinging, and the Celts are now sitting comfortably with a 2-0 lead on match point, looking to take it home as we head to Hollywood.
Yeah, and it looks like we might be having a substitution coming in. We are looking at Petal coming in, the contenders. Powerhouse DPS might be coming in here, if I understood the production correctly. Yeah. So we're going to see a different flavor coming out from the Comets here, and they're going to have their heads on their shoulder right now. I was looking in our chats, talking about what was going on. Yeah, there's the confirmation. Petal is coming in. The manager for the University of St. Thomas says that Ivan, also known as DK Kevster, has been playing out of their mind today and has really risen to the occasion. And I could not disagree with that any more than just anything. I mean, he's just absolutely showing up huge today. Dan Twist and Ivan right now, they are absolutely just shooting everything for filth, and I'm living for it. Petal right now is going to have to do something about the pesky Dan Twist Echo, because they have gotten so much value on the flying hero. And man, Louis has had his hands full with Akash. Akash has been just absolutely bullying the main tank for the Comets. And I tell you what, I mean, both the support squads, they're keeping their teams up. They're doing the best they can. Even with the immortality barrier, the University of St. Thomas is still able to get the exterminations when they need them the most. The coordination, I swear, if I could watch, be in the same room with Noctis and them, you would just see Noctis probably on the edge of his seat, just absolutely screaming, go, 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 because that's the way it's been all day. And I mean, I'm living for it. I'm living for it. So Ivan there on the left. Akash
with
across
with the white headset. Yep.
Akash sitting across from him. So what's up, boys? See you there. And, GG's so far. Got to up the ante one more time to take this 3-0 victory over your in-state rivals. University of Texas Dallas Comets, I think they're going to come out with a bit of a chip on their shoulder. But this is for redemption. This is for what the Fahrenheit 214 did to your Lone Star Vanguard. We're all family here. You got to get the win for them. You got to get the redemption. That's what we're looking for here in Hollywood.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Ivan has been absolutely popping off. I was telling y'all, keep an eye on this player. At the top of the broadcast, like, this hitscan player, I can sense it. In talking to him, I can sense the drive, that want to win. And I mean, Ivan was the one going around hiving everybody, emotional, passionate in that Outlaws HQ. And, well, UTD searching for answers, hoping Petal can be that answer to the heat that Ivan has brought heading into Hollywood, trying to stave off the clean sweep. We'll see what Petal can bring to the table. I mean, the pedigree is certainly there. An experienced contenders player, Petal is. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's another hit scan player. And so we're going to get another mad duel, see who, if anyone, can stand up to Ivan.
I mean, Dan Twist has been doing a pretty darn good job, too. So, cut his teeth in Team Fortress 2. So had kind of the precursor to Overwatcher there a little bit, and really cut their teeth in that game. And I tell you what, really left TF2 for Overwatch when it came out and was immediately addicted to it. That was the word that they chose, was just got addicted to the game. And to them, team environment means more than anything. And that's a reoccurring theme from these members of the University of St. Thomas. They all just want to be part of a team. They want to have that synergy. They want to have those relationships, and being part of this Houston Outlaws event. I mean, they're showing on display what the real strength of being a family-oriented team is all about. They're bringing out Afara.
St. Thomas coming out of the gate with double air as they bring the Celtic Air Force onto the battlefield to accompany the ball and the hog once again. Kind of an atypical tank line, but UST has made it work once already. You can see Abstract kind of leading the charge while Akash looks for the right opportunity to dive into the back. Meanwhile, Ivan in the sky pouring down some span damage, uses the Conk Blast to get over the roof, is looking to take position up on the second floor of the cafe. Meanwhile, it's bought enough space for St. Thomas to push in, and UTD already holding back by boxes. They're like in the final defensive point of this first objective build.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, I mean, look at this. There's the push from the DPS duel of St. Thomas. They're starting to get the frags through. That is absolutely massive work coming out from Dan.
Yeah, UTD got themselves caught in a corner over there by Dumpster, and eventually just succumbed to the massive amount of damage coming through from this stellar DPS duo of Ivan and Dan Twist.
I tell you what, it was the knockback that happened from Akash that really set them up for that. The Conch Blast plus the knockback roll through from Akash just knocked them out of any kind of defensive positioning that they wanted. And I'm telling you, the work is being put in here through the Celts. We're going to have Nano Boost online, Jeff, going into this next fight. I think you can either throw it onto Akash and let him see what he can get done with it, or you can go Nano Barrage.
I'm thinking the Nano Barrage, although they have used it on Akash already in the previous map. So that's definitely something that's in their wheelhouse, in their playbook, so to speak. But this one is indeed going on to Ivan, who has the Barrage ready to go. Up top is just going to keep focus down low. Never mind the players up top. Oh, and it's going to be Nuntype taking him down. They don't get the opportunity. Nuntype lands that shot. Dragon's coming out on the objective. And the defense of UTD will hold, though it was costly, Billy. It was costly.
It was so costly, but they're going to have Supercharger and Deadeye going into the next fight. So you have tools to repel the Celts right now, but Kevster Ivan did not let go with that Barrage. So you've got Duplicate and you've got the Barrage ready to go. Petal's going to have to land a hell of a Deadeye here just to repel the aerial threat coming in.
And it was Nuntype's Immortality Field that kept that Barrage at bay. Just the threat of it meant that Ivan didn't press Q. Here comes the Deadeye. Speaking of threats onto Ivan, and immediately Petal able to pull the trigger. Nicely done. Great use of the ultimate. You take that to get Kevster, or to get Ivan off the battlefield, although they cannot deny res. And back to the skies they go. Louis immediately clips those wings once again. The Duplicate used here from Dan Twist, trying to fill the gap onto the Orisa. They can't stay in it long enough to get the Doppelganger Bongos out on the battlefield, and another big hole from UTD.
That was a massive Supercharger coming out from Louis. 4 assists into that. Absolutely perfectly placed there from Louis. And now we've got a stall out here. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to get through Streets phase for the Celts, and they have nothing online. You see swaps coming out from them as well. You press Q for that all day long and twice on Sunday. So you've got double hit snipers now for St. Thomas. This is going to be a bit of an interesting look here from them, because I'm not sure how they're going to be able to get beyond the double shielding of the Comets.
Or through this Ant Matrix, as a matter of fact. In fact, UST are just going to kite back away from it. Unfortunately, Dan Twist can't LOS it enough and is going to get taken down by some double damage hyperspheres. That's 240 damage if both of those land. That's an insta-kill onto a Squishy. Speaking of Squish, there goes the Flux, down goes Noctis. Right back to spawn goes the Baptiste. Res does come through as UTD opt to not press the issue. They're going to go ahead and fall back to cart. UST, well, they're starting to come up. But they get immediately sent right back as Blank sends another volley of dragons through. Lands the headshot out to Dan Twist. And UTD are holding down this fort right now, Billy.
They absolutely are, and it's the shield break potential of the Comets right now that is the big difference between these two teams. You're looking at the tree trunks and then the bullets coming out from that. That's a massive Gravitic Flux!
Indeed, Abstract right there. Able to smash it home, break open this defense wide. That was exactly what UST needed.
Yeah, that Gravitic Flux was everything they needed. They also got the Ant Matrix out as well. So lots of damage being poured through there, just nothing to defend against it. Comets have to go back for a reset. And now, Ivan looking to have a little forward hold here. That's already gone, though. That Venom Mine not going to be able to display where they come through. What a shot!
And that's UST able to grab this high ground, makes for an easy shot there. The shield comes up, able to protect Rez. Oh, and Blank immediately gets the counter. Rez does come through, but in the meanwhile, Danto was taken out by a Deadeye. Still, Ivan threatening from above has already picked off Blank once again. It didn't look like the tanks were able to stick around, though, Billy.
No, and I think, even though they were able to push quite far through this, the positioning of Ivan has just been absolutely spectacular with this Widow. Even with the double shield setup from the Comets, still finding the value. And now you've got Duplicate ready to go for Dantwist. So low in health, though.
Yeah, Petal tried to move up there and dislodge UST off the high ground, but was immediately sent away. Okay, trades their life for blanks. And Duplicate now from Dantwist trying to push forward. Triple tank available for the attacking UST. They're running into the supercharger on the defense side. Blink has those dragons ready to go as they battle it out for this corner. Nice hold right into the dragons, but the flux from the Duplicate gets them up and out of the way. Dantuous can't quite complete the slam, doesn't get the 50% extra damage, but there is Noctis with the double damage awaiting the members that did fall. Now the real flux comes through, and second flux is gonna be the one to take it home. Rock misses, but Tinspire I don't think has the follow-up. No, with Petal going down, certainly not.
Oh, my word. And that was in overtime. So 90 seconds back on the clock here for the members of the Celts. They're trying to get this third point done and dusted sealed. What a shot! I knew that was coming up, but the tether is there. My word. Getting so much value on this Widowmaker is Ivan. And Ivan using the sights to just go ahead and get some pathing. Really revealing the positioning right now. Deadeye ready to go for Petal. We've seen them already land one decent Headeye. We'll see if they can get it again.
Only 60 seconds on the clock, though. UTD have done a great job of buying a lot of time. It means USC really need to get this push here, and it's going to be exceptionally difficult with their Mercy already taken down. Flash Fan is going to take Dantuous out of the fight as well. And UTD, they stopped this car right there on the corner, leaving one last chance for St. Thomas to make something happen on this attack.
I mean, you're looking for Dantwist to try and get this Duplicate up online and get another Sigma ultimate out of the gate. There's a nice res, brings up your main source of healing. This could be the push that gets them to the point.
Yeah, it allows for a real quick re-engage from University of St. Thomas. They're not taking their foot off the gas. Dantwist is going to go ahead and duplicate that Sigma, and Tinspire goes down on the other side. That's two Sigmas for UTD to try to deal with it. It's just way too much. Overwhelmed. The defense starts to crumble one by one as the cart makes it home with time to spare. 4.3 precious seconds left on that clock.
Dantwist, once again, showing huge in the Echo department, and you closed it out with time. I've been feeling it. You see it. Akash, calm, large Indian man there on the right side, and now they've got to be able to set up their defense. I think that we might see the Torbjorn come out here if I have my dithers about me, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we're going to see Ivan bring out the Widowmaker again, because we saw lots of value gained by them playing that hero. The Echo Widowmaker, not your typical DPS line, but boy, did they make it work in spades. And they also got it done with time in the bank, albeit 4.3 seconds. But yeah, that's some serious work. I like this line coming out for the Celts. You're going to have the aerial threat of Dantwist. We've seen the value all day long from this player. And Kevster, a.k.a. Ivan, going to bring out the Shimada brother. You're going to be able to reveal positioning with the Sonic Arrow. Lots of shield break potential with the Storm Arrows. I mean, this is going to be a filthy amount of work for the Comets to be able to push through. I like the mobility that we're seeing a little bit coming from the Comets. If they stay with this, you've got the Tracer, you've got the Wrecking Balls. They're going to be working in tandem. Discord Orb is going to be on the table too, so you can get a burst down onto one of these less tanky targets, and that could be a +1 to your advance.
Ivan just showing us another one of the tools in their giant Swiss Army knife that they call a hero pool. Louis, nice roll through, pushes the defense of St. Thomas past the shield, but they're able to get back. Abstract using that kinetic grasp to protect the rest of the team. Petal coming in over the top, is playing a little bit of high ground, has nice LOS onto Dantwist. Dantwist falls back, finds some healing from Hoop Drinks. Blank is pulling out the Torbjorn. I'm not sure it's the side that you expected.
No.
But we do get the Swedish Dwarf on the battlefield. Petal has now blinked all the way over onto the second floor of Cafe. Joined by Louis. ETD are looking to surround this attack, and it looks like go time they're moving in. There's the pile drive. Petal comes in, gets the kill onto Akash. Double damage up from the Ant Matrix to Noctis. They've got to stave off this front line. It's going to be exceptionally difficult as Blank finds another one who dreams off the battlefield, and with it goes the res. Kosh goes into the, Louis goes into the back line. Doesn't even need those mines to close out this attack.
No, they're going to have a massive advantage going through Streets phase here, as we see nothing really up on line for the members of St. Thomas. They try to use that Ant Matrix to defend the point, but the speed and mobility of the comp that comes out partially for the members of the Comets, you're not able to slow them down. I like this switch right now from Dan Twist, bringing out the CC, so you're going to try and either take care of the Tracer or the Wrecking Ball with your Flashbang and focus down on top of that.
Excellent counter to Tracer in particular. Give me the Gravitic Flux coming out from the attacking University of Texas at Dallas, countered by some dragons, but there's mines awaiting them as they get dropped down from the sky. Louis able to pile drive in. Find a final blow with that, and I mean, Louis just wreaking havoc over here. Some fantastic ball play coming out from the leader of UTD.
Yeah, but Nuntype getting the yeoman's work there with the Discord Orb. There were so many assists there in that team fight from the Zenyatta that I was absolutely floored how quickly they got that done. Completely denied the value of the Dragon Strike and denied, a lot of the extra work coming in from them. So Dan Twit's going to show us their own Torbjorn here, and there's a real just massive work coming up from them. I mean, look at that. The pile drive, the knock through, everything being done by Louis, putting the team on their back.
But looks like UTD might get stalled out a little bit here as St. Thomas have managed to claim the high ground. They've found a couple picks and have a +1, +2, maybe a +3 in this fight. I believe the rest of UTD just ran back. Akash is hiding over there behind the jail at the moment, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, no, he rolled back to the rest of his tape. There he is.
So, I mean, we're looking right now, Louis got the value that they needed out of that previous fight, but I tell you what, the work is being done by these DPS members of the Celts, and, Dragon Strike will be available here pretty soon. The real swap that I see is Dan Twist with the Torbjorn, definitely taking care of that pesky Tracer, but Tracer's starting to get the work done.
Yeah, you take those 2 for 1, especially that's both DPS off the battlefield for St. Thomas. Moving in with a +1, Molten Core on the point from the attacking UTD. And they've kind of got St. Thomas split up. Abstract has swapped over to the Hog, was narrowly able to escape the jail, and strikes back, able to take Inspired down, which is the primary anchor for this front line, and University of St. Thomas able to drive back the attacking UTD as a result.
Yeah, it's just bend and not break moment. I mean, the Inspired time, I would be very interested to see what Boop Dreams' Inspire uptime is right now. The rally gets them through that fight. And I mean, they're already, over a third of the way to their next one. So I really want to see, how do they address this this composition coming out from the Celts right now? The Comets do have not only the Transcendence, but also that Gravitic Flux ready to go.
Well, they got to use that trans to fend off the dragons that were coming into that tiny hallway. Now there's an Ant Matrix up on that high ground. Tinspire looking to dislodge them, but did you get out of the way of the rock? I think the rock interrupted that that Gravitic Flux. I didn't see the value off of that one, and this has been an absolute brawl as St. Thomas tried to drop down, and UTD are able to take care of the defenders as they fall off the high ground one by one.
Yeah, but I mean, they still have some members ready to go, ready to defend there. There's a nice halt coming in from Louis, though, and that's going to be the Hog going down, so, -2 to the defense. Man, I mean, you can invest the Molten Core here. You just got to watch out for Tinspire to gobble it up.
St. Thomas definitely looking to contest this. They run out. They don't make it! They don't make it! Oh, no! Just a split second off in the timing might have just cost them this map, or at least their attempt to hold, because now there's 2.5 minutes for UTD to push this thing home. And they're starting to lose people. Look at this positioning, Billy. They're driving them back.
They're absolutely driving them back, and I think that, Nuntype swapping over to their own Brigitte, that Inspire healing is so important to the members of the tank line. You're going to have both of your tank ultimates ready to go.
That halt hook from the University of St. Thomas was massive. But here comes the Flux, countering the whole hog. Immortality Field keeping Abstract and Akash alive for the momentary, while the Molten Core keeps the attacking UTD at bay. Dragon's now thrown out. Immortality Field comes up from Kinetic to help them survive. That Bob was also invested in the meantime. But now St. Thomas have spent a lot. They're starting to fall back a little bit, starting to run out of cooldowns to work with. They do drop the Supercharger strike back, and they get 2 kills as a result. They baited him in, Billy. They feigned weakness, started to retreat, dropped the Supercharger, and now we're getting a hammer kill, Dan Twist. Giving us that precious hammer kill we've been wanting all day.
Oh, I finally got my hammer kill. Hard work plays off. There it is. So, going into this next fight, though, I mean, you're looking at a rally coming up for Nun type. They pulled out the Genji as well. So there is some serious amount of damage coming out from the Comets. You're going to have Bob ready to go here very shortly.
Interesting position. St. Thomas are holding super close. And by my eye test, this comp does not want to hold this close, but they're able to find that kill out of Tinspire. Blank! After swapping to a Genji not too long ago, well, gets that blade completely shut down. 0 value found with the sword-wielding ninja. Petal, though, still got to account for Petal. Petal's managed to pick up to devalue the Ant Matrix of the defense. Now it's Dan Twist with the Molten Core trying to slow down this assault.
I mean, 35 seconds left. You've got Supercharger, Ant Matrix, and Bob ready to go. Oh, Hoop Dreams is going to have one heck of a rally to keep their team up.
The Abstract with the whole hog to start things off. Inspire dropping down the Flux. I believe that got 2, including... I didn't see exactly who Inspire got with it, but Abstract was able to pick off the main tank. Louis, the shot caller, the captain of UTD, not in the battle for these precious last few seconds, as UTD have to get this cap, otherwise this game is done and dusted, and St. Thomas will complete the clean sweep. They've got Blank, they've got Louis off the battlefield again! University of St. Thomas will do it! They drive back UTD, and they claim victory, standing triumphant here in the Battle for Texas.
Oh, look at the hugs, the smiles all around. I see our buddy Jag there in the background taking some pictures. There's the flex that we were waiting for. Let's go, baby Annie, up the Annie. Oh my goodness, Jag, our very good friend and colleague in the casting department, social media manager for the Houston Outlaws. And good to see you there, buddy. But man, your winners, the revenge has been gotten for the members of St. Thomas. The Celts taking down the Comets in a 3-0 sweep. They get the revenge, seeing the loss that Lone Star Vanguard took there earlier today. And we love you, boys. Well done, Large Indian man there in the back of Kosh, back there taking a sip of water. Well, yeah, I mean, his back's got to be just absolutely broken right now with how much weight he carried today. And I'm here for it. And this was just the most beautiful outcome that we can see. It's 1-1, Battle of Texas. So, tomorrow,
it's the deciding one, Billy.
It's the deciding one. Dude, I'm so ready for this. Tell me. MVP.
MVP? Oh, man. Honestly, I'm just going to go with my gut here. My first instinct, my right there on the front of my brain has been Ivan all day long. Ivan, it gets my nod for our player of the match here in our second series in the Battle for Texas.
Dan Twist for me. I think the Echo play, I think the Torbjorn play, I think all the swaps that
Dan Twist did get a hammer kill. So just on that alone, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you because, I mean, you know, we've been wanting to see a hammer kill all day long. Yeah, there you go. Well, let us know your thoughts. You know, throw out who you thought had the biggest impact, my friends. We're gonna hop in chat as we wrap up this broadcast. We'll come say hello. I'm very curious to hear y'all's opinion. Well, but hey, in the meantime, hashtag up the ante, hashtag go Celts. University of St. Thomas with the 3-0 victory over the University of Texas Dallas.
Yeah, and I mean, we got to thank everybody behind the scenes. We got to thank Build and Reef and Juke and Cinzia, and of course our producer Jackie for the day. Thank you so much for giving us the beautiful pictures and everything else that goes along with putting on one of these productions. It has been a fantastic day. My heart's full. It's been great.
I mean, they make us look good, and that's not an easy feat, friends. It's not an easy feat. That's how talented all these people are behind the scenes. No, but genuinely, and thank you very much to the Houston Outlaws for inviting us to be a part of this legendary event. It has been an absolute privilege and a pleasure. Man, just thank you all so very much, and most importantly, the fans. Thank you all for hanging out with us and enjoying the kickoff to this amazing Battle for Texas. And well, yeah, that about says it all. This has been the Houston Outlaws Battle for Texas, brought to you by HEB. That's gonna do it for Billy and myself. We're gonna go to the desk, get some post-match reactions from our desk over there. And well, thank you all very much, and we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye, guys.
The Battle for Texas is brought to you in part by HEB, the official grocery store and food delivery service of the Houston Outlaws. Want to eat like an outlaw? Visit HEB.com today.
When you're an outlaw, you don't have a lot of time to look for quick and easy, healthy food options. And when you're in the middle of gaming, there's only one real solution. HEB. HEB Curbside. Jake places his order on the HEB app and then heads to HEB. He texts HEB to let them know he's arrived. And bam, his order is delivered to his car in no time. Contact free. It's that simple. Now Jake and Dante have a full stock of grub and are back online gaming with their teammates. HEB Curbside, making it easy for Jake and Dante to be Houston Outlaws.
Join the Houston Outlaws BAM squad and access the Outlaws like never before.
It's like the first dig you made in your
Can't
life.
rush things.
This guy's telling this guy's trying to drop pro tips. Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest, Dante, he doesn't know what the going on. He's got nothing. This guy's just putting way too much tahini on his steak. I'm not touching that thing.
Huh?
Oh, none. Let's go grill.
Being a gamer isn't about winning or losing. It's about the experiences, the accomplishments, and the moments you'll never forget.
The Lone Star Vanguard is the premier gaming community of Texas and home of the official Houston Outlaws supporters group since 2018.
Whether you're an esports fan that just wants to stay up to date on local and virtual watch parties,
or you're looking for a safe and friendly gaming community, the LSV is the place for you.
join up now at lsv.gg and let's game together.
Welcome back, heroes, to the Outlaws Outpost, brought to you by the Houston Outlaws, the Lone Star Vanguard, and HEB. So, our collegiate game has all wrapped up, and congratulations to UST. Not only for getting revenge for the Lone Star Vanguard, but absolutely destroying Dallas. Tuna, you know I'm in Austin. What's the energy like there at Outlaws HQ as UST just ran over Dallas?
Yeah, so I'm like right down the hall from the team, from the players. They're behind like a closed door, and like at the end, after every map win, after every point, you could just hear just these like screams from that room. The energy here is pretty insane. I like it. We finally got a victory for Houston on the board today.
Feels good.
Man, and just like the match before it, there was a bunch of huge plays of the game. Like, and we just saw so much talent on the UST side. And remember, we said before we went into this match, a lot of these players are fairly unknown. But every single person just shone so brightly on the UST side. Were there any like huge plays that stood out in your mind, or things that you just kind of looked at and said, wow, that just clutched the victory for them?
Cree?
Well, I was going to say, I really just thought they were running probably some of the strangest comps that I've seen in.
They were running completely non-meta comps, right? We saw the ball hog,
the ball sigma. Like it was just there was just so many like weird and strange comps that they just went with it and it made it work. And it was just like no big deal. We're just running our sigma and ball, like no big deal.
In the pre-show when we were talking about the Lone Star Vanguard and we were talking about them going up against 214, because 214 had brought in players that played at a higher level, we knew that they were going to go with the meta. And one of the things we discussed then was that if you deviate from the meta, people who are kind of locked into the meta don't know how to react. And I think that's what we saw here today. We saw UST come in, run non-meta comps, and Dallas just didn't know how to react to it.
I mean, sometimes you just have no idea how to handle that Doomfist, handle the Sigma. You mean balls in your back line, taking out your supports? I mean, what are you supposed to do?
I think a lot of credit goes to Akash. I think having that discipline, and you could tell that he has contenders experience on that Orisa. The fact that he was not wasting a single cooldown, his pulls were excellent. He was able to just go, I know the team has only been, they're a very, very young team. A lot of these guys are 17, 18, and just flying into Houston within these past couple of weeks. So having that, having such a new team like that, showing
with that kind of synergy.
Team, yeah, it was great to see. And again, that goes full credit to Akash. I think coming in new to this team, having a solid Orisa player, a solid ball player, it makes a difference.
Absolutely. And I mean, when you look at the team and the way that they played, we talk about things like Hollywood, right? Hollywood, several times in that map, the timer's counting down. We think they're not going to be able to get the next point. Their backs are to the wall, and UST just steps up and boom, gets it each time. It happened on both point B and C. Like that's huge.
Right. There was so much zonal control. I mean, that just shows the maturity of the tank line and also the back line. I mean, shout out to Noctis and Dreams because they really showed hey, I'm new to Houston. I'm in the path to pro, and I'm going to show you why I'm the next big thing when it comes to the collegiate scene and then ultimately, in the contender scene as well.
My shout out is to Dan Twist because you gave me the tour.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I was asking for today is that somebody
hammer.
bust out the torb for me. And he did it with elegance and grace and lava everywhere, and it was so fantastic to watch.
Absolutely.
They put on a show.
So yes, Dan, thank you so much. From me to you, thank you for busting out the torb.
Where'd you get that hammer? That's a beautiful hammer.
It is a beautiful hammer. Somebody very sweet got it for me one year. But we have to talk about Decay Kefster, his widow. What we saw with that widow in Hollywood, just chef's kiss. Like that their Hanzo would just barely start peeking and there's shots fired right there every single time.
Yeah, I think in a double shield meta, having your hit scan pop off in moments where you need them to pop off makes the world difference. I think he was winning his 1v1s, and like I said, with Akash, with his discipline and the backline's discipline, Kefster Decay was able to just do his thing, man. He was just able to do his thing.
Absolutely. And a lot of times when we have these like kind of post-game shows, I always want to know, like,
Right.
you know, were there any players that you felt like had the most impact on the match? But like, not to be cheesy here, like the whole team
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
together, just wow. I think that that's really what did it. There was no
Absolutely.
individual plays that you look at and say like, oh, that definitely clutched the match. There was no 5K Reaper action, but
Right.
they had an ability to adapt and to rally in such a way that they were never down and out.
Right.
Right.
It is funny you say that because I sat down with Ghost Council again, and he pretty much said everything that you're saying. He said everybody looks great today, but out of everybody, he said that Kevster Decay really stepped up. So he's like, everyone's doing amazing, but Kevster Decay looks amazing today.
That is absolutely. I love to hear it. I love the fact that you're being able to get this all from the teams while you're playing it. I mean, before we get to the Outlaws talk, and we will talk a little bit about the Outlaws. Did anybody here on the panel expect the match to go 3-0 like that, though? Like, in all seriousness, we knew coming into this, like we knew the Dallas roster pretty well. We knew like how powerful that roster was.
Well, I mean, with the way things are going today,
we want to root for the hometown, but like
Right.
3-0 like that, like getting bodied.
I don't know if I was expecting a 3-0.
I was definitely expecting more of that 3-2 route, especially when I saw a guy like Pedal on the roster. I mean, he has a lot of contenders experience. Louis as well is an experienced veteran on this roster. They have a solid coaching staff and facility in Dallas. And, you know, it was something that, I mean, like I was saying with the LSV when they came in, you could tell when these guys, when St. Thomas came in to the facility, the Outlaws facility, the mood just instantly lit up the entire facility. So I mean,
couldn't miss it.
These 6 guys, it felt like it was an entire 24 people. So I mean, you guys can hear them now.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I can hear them. I don't know if you guys can hear them on my
Especially
end,
with
but there.
so many of them trying to get that path to pro, right? Going up against these contenders level players and just blowing them out of the water, saying that you don't have to do the meta, you know, play the heroes that work best for you and your team, have that synergy with you and your team. That was so vastly more important. We watched their tank line, you know, we questioned the ball decision early, but then we saw them on Oasis use the ball when the entire Dallas roster was hunkered down just outside the point. They came in.
Lorenzo, who was that player that you know personally?
This is the guy I know personally.
I am so happy for all of them. So well deserved.
It's a great time. Man. These guys came to look at that.
They were ready.
My state.
They were ready. Pedal was scared.
Oh, you love to see it. Look at them.
Texas belongs to UST, so
Houston is green today. Houston is green and the entire weekend. So
I'm loving
Lorenzo,
that.
You
loving
cut out
the
for a
energy
second.
in the room.
But-
Well
Thank you,
deserved
guys.
win. Just a show of skill all around on that.
Who was that one player you know personally, Lorenzo?
The one I know personally is Hoop Dreams. I played on a roster with him a couple of years ago.
So today we were sitting watching the game. We heard this scream from the other room, and it was like woo! And you were like, "There's Hoop Dreams."
Yeah, I mean, Hoop Dreams. This guy, he brought the energy, and I think everybody here, you know, they just know what they're doing. When I saw these guys, like, I'm gonna take a picture. When I saw these guys come into the office, it's just a whole new breed of people, man.
Just a whole just high energy vibe going on right there.
And
we need to give a round of applause to both teams, both the LSB and UST.
That right there is just the Outlaws Nation. Look at them together.
Oh man,
Love it. I love it. I mean,
love
this
to
is what it's
see
all
it.
about here in Houston. You know,
Yeah.
This is what the Outlaws preach, and this is
The energy, the hype. I'd love to see it, man.
Absolutely.
So we've spent our time sitting down talking about all the wonderful collegiate level action. We've gone over the LSV game in detail, but it is time for us to talk about what's going on tomorrow, and that's the thing that's on everybody's mind. The match between Houston Outlaws and the Dallas Fuel, the battle for Texas. So I got to know, how's everybody feeling right now going into tomorrow's Overwatch League game?
So honestly, I hope that the Outlaws like paid attention to this game like really well because I think the energy that comes from this is going to wash away like everything else from today because it was kind of a rough day. Like when you said like maybe this match, were you expecting this match to go 0-3 and just kind of like this before the match today, it did look like it was going to go 3 against Houston. But I think this energy right here, I hope the team's watching because this is the energy we need.
I mean, I just want the fans to know like that a small org like how the small town feel is something that is going to be felt through the team, through the fans, through St. Thomas, like the LSV. I think it's just it's a unique community to be a part of, and I'm very grateful, and I'm sure all y'all are as well. So it's an exciting time to be an outlaw. It's a great day to be an outlaw.
Yeah, you look sharp today, Lorenzo. You're looking good.
I try to be up to par with everybody here. So.
I tried that tie on and I was like, dude, I can't rock this. You try it on and we're like, sheesh.
All right, so let's talk about the players going into tomorrow's match. Obviously, it's Houston v Dallas, Outlaws v the Fuel. Who do you think some of the standout players to watch for in tomorrow's lineup?
I think the big players are going to have to be our tank line because Fearless has been fearless for Dallas. Hanbin's been stepping it up. I mean, they're I believe on the IBM leaderboard, they're sitting there at the top and haven't been knocked down a peg. So I think it's our tank lineup that might be the ones that make the biggest difference for our team, especially if we kind of clean up mistakes and issues from today's matches, and take all the positive energy that's been here in the office and channel that into destroying Dallas's fast-paced comp with our more slow thought out Arisa Sigma comps and stuff, because I feel like that's what Dallas is going to struggle with more than anything.
I think it's also important to note that after the loss, the team went directly into a VOD review, and almost every single player just queued up comp and went straight at it after again for like another 2-3 hours after just having a tough loss like it was today, because that 3-0 could have went our 3-0, to be honest. Like it wasn't a blowout like what it was on paper. So I mean, I saw Jangu, I saw Happy straight into the war room and like just going straight after it, and they didn't look happy. So I actually think that this loss against Boston,
I don't think I'd ever want to be on Jangu's bad side ever.
No, I don't. No, definitely very nice guy, but you don't want to be on his bad side. I think Dallas is going to feel all the entire roster, all 9 of the players, and they're going to see what it's all about. They're trying to punch that ticket to Hawaii for sure.
It's about time, I think. It's about time.
It's our time now.
All right. Well, it's about time to bring things to a close here at the Outlaws Outpost, sadly. But the hype is real, y'all. We are just hours away for the Battle of Texas. And if today has shown you anything, it's that when it comes to esports, Texas is king. I want to give a special thanks to the Houston Outlaws for hosting our little show on their channel, my fam out at the LSV for being amazing as always. Thank you to the Dallas crew for being a part of our show. Thank you to HEB for taking good care of the Outlaws Nation. And to each and every one of you that tune in every week to the Overwatch League. Time to say our goodbyes. From Cree.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
To Navi.
Oh, today was priceless. I'm really happy that today happened. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys.
The legend Lorenzo.
Outlaws Nation is always, I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. I cannot wait for tomorrow, and I'll see y'all next time.
And myself. To the Outlaws Nation and all heroes, good night and good game.